folks still own and control 1/2 of 1% of this nation's wealth. And it's wealth that controls what you get, what your opportunity is going to be. And that 1/2 of 1%, what does it equate to today? That means that the typical white person right now has 3,500 times more wealth than black folk. And we tell black folk to go out and compete with what? What are they going to compete with? They don't own and control anything. They still own and control 1/2 of 1% of anything that value in our society, while they are being burdened down with 6 to 7 times their fair share of everything that's negative. All the social pathology is being inflicted on them. They're the ones that are bearing the burdens of low-income housing, poverty, food stamps, welfare, dysfunctional families, no businesses, no opportunities, failing school systems. They're the ones that's being negatively impacted. Nobody has ever addressed the real issues. The civil rights movement didn't address the issues. They started talking about social integration. Social integration was not the problem with black folk, and even the concept of civil rights. They twisted and corrupted that concept. Civil rights was initially talking about what you're going to do for black folk in the country when it came out in 1865 and 1866 in this first civil rights laws. And what those civil rights laws were trying to address was correct the Dred Scott decision of 1857. And what I mean by that black folk had no rights and they can own and control nothing. And so when you had here in Washington, D.C., you had some congressmen called radical Republicans like Congressman Benjamin Thaddeus and Charles Sumner and the rest of them. They said this, that the only things that black people can ever be in America, they're either going to be free or they're going to be slaves. Minimally, to be free, they must have 40 acres, a mule, and $100. Now, immediately, Andrew Johnson, who replaced Lincoln when he got assassinated, he vetoed it. Yeah. And after he vetoed it, when the conservatives took over the control of black folk, the Northerners walked away from it, left them, abandoned them. Black folk were forced into Jim Crow, segregation, and peonage. And they corrupted the whole concept of civil rights and made it a civil issue for everybody. Nobody's ever enslaved the gays, the midgets, the humpbacks, women, Asians, Arabs, Hispanic, and American Indians. They enslaved black folk. That's why it's critically important, to go back to one of your earlier questions, for people to understand, when you start talking about issues, about rights, the Dred Scott decision said the black man has no rights. It didn't say the Asian man, the Arab man, the Mexican man, the Indian man. It says the black man. So what's happening now is that the whole concept of civil rights and social integration, all this has been mal-distributed and it's been corrupted into what we call fabricated classes. They're getting all the benefits that black folks should be getting today. All these, and it's intentionally and being designed to make sure everything is moved away from black folk and the lock and the box stays on black folks so they never get out of it. Well, you got a black president, you got Martin Luther King Boulevard, you got Rosa Parks Boulevard, but you didn't touch the structural issue. You did not go back and redistribute some of the resources back into the hands of black folks so they can be a competitive group and a self-sufficient, independent group in America. What are the benefits, direct benefits, do black get from having, in terms of rectifying the structural problems, by having Obama in the White House, by having, we got 4 or 5 black billionaires like Oprah, Tiger Woods. How does that translate over to black people? Mm-hmm. If Oprah and Tiger Woods lost all their money tomorrow, how does that disadvantage black folk? It doesn't hurt black folk one way or the other, because there's no connection between Oprah and Tiger Woods being billionaires, mm-hmm. and helping all these poor black folk, when 38% of all the black people in America are in the poverty level. Having Obama in the White House, how does that translate to benefits for black folk? You write down on a piece of paper, on one side of the paper, all this folk are going to have been benefited. Write down right now what direct, specific sole benefits have gone to black folk by putting Obama in the White House. All kind of black folk in this country are going to be opposed to reparation for you. They're going to be jumping out. They're going to be jumping out. They're going to be jumping out of the woodwork. They're going to be jumping out of the woodwork because they're scared to death. They're just as scared now as they were in 1860. They're going to say, we don't have anything, and when we ask for something, they'll take away what we got, and we don't have anything, but they'll take nothing away from us. And so you're going to have that group that's always scared, and they're always going to say, it's better for us to have nothing than you try to get something, because that way they'll take us back to nothing, which is where we are already. That black folk are exceptional people. They're exceptional people. And they have some exceptionality in this country that everybody overlooks. Black folk have not been treated like all the other people coming to this country. Black folk have been disrespected and disenfranchised in everything and excluded out of everything. Now let's talk about in the context of reparations. See, all the immigrants came into this country. They came here looking for some form of benefits. The entire American dream is structured on coming to America to get 2 things, free land and free labor. That's the basis of the American dream. And we have an unending influx of immigrants in this country going all the way back to 1790 with the first immigration and naturalization law, which set up a ranking order. It set up a ranking order in skin color, running from white, yellow, brown, black, from the highest to the lowest in terms of color, of skin color. And that was the immigration law that was set up based on that. Every immigrant that came to this country was entitled to benefits, to get unearned benefits in terms of the American dream. Everybody talks about the American dream, but nobody ever defines it for you. And every nation was alerted to the fact that America was now open for immigrants to come in. And every immigrant came to this country through the homesteading and through head rights. They could get free land in whatever quantity they want, they could claim. When Thomas Jefferson came, Thomas Jefferson got over 100,000 free acres of land. Thomas Jefferson and Washington, they all got over 100,000. Patrick Henry got over 65,000 acres of free land. They got free land. And when the big land rush came after the end of the Civil War, and we had 26 million Europeans poured in this country. Then they opened up the Oklahoma Territory. White immigrants picked up over 2 million acres of free land in 24 hours. They didn't pay for it. Now that land has been passed on. Let's use that. All that land, all the resources, the timber, the gold, the silver, the chrome, the bauxite has multiplied in value and doubled in value to triple in value every 20 years. And it's been passed on through inheritance from one white generation to the next. Mm-hmm. So consequently, they have control over the land, the resource, and everything has been passed on from generation to generation and shutting black folk out. That's why the average white person now has $3,500 wealth compared to black folks, 1.5%. Okay. In every one of those treaties that they set up with the Indians, they put an inclusion in there saying this, that if you were to cooperate with us and be able to help us maintain the slavery system we set up in this country, and we will reward you and compensate you. We'll give you clothing, we'll give you food, we'll give you weapons, and we'll even call you civilized if you will help us maintain slavery. Every treaty contained a clause to help Indians to shut down black folk. Slavery could never have existed in this country and been maintained without the full participation of the American tribes. That's why they started calling them civilized, Rock, because they began to say, you quit hunting in the woods and running wild and get yourself some land and get yourself some slaves. So Indians became slave hunters, slave traders, and in the final analysis, all civilized tribes, the Choctaw, Chickasaw, Cherokee, and Seminole Indians, they all fought with the South to maintain slavery. And so therefore, and they got benefits from it. And that led to, going back to the earlier question you asked me about reparations. And even after the Civil War ended, the Choctaw and Chickasaw was still holding about 12 or 15,000 slaves, even after the Civil War ended. The United States government sent in troops saying, you got to get rid of this slavery and set black folk free. And they set up what's called the 1866 Indian Treaties with these 5 civilized tribes, which says that black people in this country, you must not only turn them loose, they must get benefits. They must get forms of reparations. Going back to your earlier question, you must first of all set them free. 2, you must give them an option. And this is for all black freedmen and all blacks who lived in the Indian Territory and all black Indians. You must set them free, allow them to have membership in the tribe. You must give them, let them have access to all the resources on the reservation. You must let them also be tax exempt. You must let them have free education. You must also let them be able to give them $150 in cash. You must give them 160 acres of land. And in present day times, those black Indians under the 1866 treaties should be getting, they could also hold gambling casinos. Now, this country has never carried out the full mandates, but yet we're still honoring it for Indians. Right now, all the benefits that Indians are getting in this country are getting it from the 1866 Indian Treaty, because they took up arms against the United States in the Civil War. They wiped out all previous treaties. Now, every year in the White House, we get about 560-some white Indian chiefs, which in history they call $5 Indians, because 90% of the people call themselves Indians nowadays are not really Indians. Those are whites passing as Indians, because they paid $5 to the Dawes Commission to get their name on the Dawes roll so they can get all these advantages. But every year they get invited to the White House. And every year they got an approximate $3.5 billion every year, even that Obama's been in office. They got money into the Federal Indian Bureau. Now, see, if you were to talk about reparations, black folks have been getting all this money all these years too. But they got shut out because the Indians in 1938, they sent a letter to the Department of Bureau of Indian Affairs saying, how do we shut black folk down to make sure they never get any reparations? And that letter floated around in the federal government from about 1938 to about 1941. Then it went to the Secretary for the Department of Interior. And the Department of Interior looked and says, aha, said, how do I come up with a scheme to shut down blacks so they get no reparations in this country? He said, what you do, you Indians come up with a new concept called a quantum blood law, which says that black folk are not entitled to any of the benefits of the 1866 treaties in terms of reparations unless they can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that they got 1/4 Indian blood in them. And we make Indian blood sacred like Jesus Christ's blood. And therefore, they've been shutting blacks out all these years. That's why they didn't get into reparations, to go back to your earlier point. And the last point on reparations, you asked me earlier about a blueprint. This country's always given reparations to all groups except black folk, even though black folk were the ones who built the country. They built the bridges, they picked the cotton, they built the highways, they built the government buildings. They were the backbone of this nation. But now, so in the Marshall Plan, we gave billions of dollars to Germans after World War II. We got under what's called a Point 4 program. We gave reparations to Japanese. We gave reparations to American Indians. We gave reparations to everybody but black folk. Yet black folk are locked into the bottom of a vertical order and a descending order of wealth, owning, and poverty. And control of resources. And nobody wants to address the issue. Because right now, see, in this nation, everything that everybody dreams of is identified with and associated with white skin. That means privilege, wealth, power, income, and privileges associated with white skin. Nobody's right mind will identify with anything black that's negative. If black folk are carrying 6 to 7 times their fair share of everything is bad, why would anybody want to identify with blackness when they can identify with whiteness and get all these advantages? Now, in terms of what they should be doing for that, black folk, for instance, right now, these young black folk that need leadership in these communities, like this thing about Black Lives Matter, they're floundering around because they don't have any black leadership out there. Now, if black leaders will say, well, what can we do to help these blacks, give them some leadership, and at the same time, give them some mild form of reparation that's not violent, not committing themselves to violence, and then to kind of overthrow a revolutionary activities. They should go in all these urban areas. 70% of all the black people in America live in and around 10 large metropolitan areas. Why don't you go in and reindustrialize those areas and build industries in there? But what this country should—
What does that mean?
That means that back in 1960s, when you started the integration process, see, these urban areas didn't deteriorate because of black folk being there. They deteriorated because at that point in time, to avoid integration, the power structure in this country used the 1952 Highway Act to build expressways out of these urban areas and to build what we call suburbs. Suburbs didn't exist. And once they built those suburbs, they then made a commitment to relocate and all the resources out of those cities, to abandon those cities on what we call a burnt field process, which means let's destroy it and let the cities deteriorate. They moved to the suburbs. They moved out the industries, the businesses, the wealth, the power, the banks, everything moved to the suburbs. And they abandoned those cities. Though that's why those cities deteriorated. You should do just the reverse thing now. Go around and take those big cities like Detroit, Gary, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, where you have heavy concentration of blacks, and you do an industrialization program. What that means, you start awarding incentives. You set up redevelopment banks in those cities, where now the government puts special funds into their revolving loan funds, like at about a 2% interest rate that's revolving and subordinatable to regular loans, where blacks in those cities can start building their own businesses and rebuilding their own communities rather than socially integrating. Stay where you are and build your own communities. And in those communities, started building industries and factories where you can create jobs, an income base, a tax base, wealth base, an employment base, and begin to build functional schools in those communities. And set up these development banks, and the government should put the money into it. He came here, his ancestors came here to get free handouts. That's why they came here. No immigrant spent 3 months crossing perilous oceans to get to the United States looking for happiness. They came here to get handouts, to get free benefits. See, understand this, Rock, and I want your audience to understand it too. 99% of all the black people in America are the direct descendants of slaves, which means they were here before 99% of all the other people arrived. All these people are coming to this country boasting about, my family came from Germany, my parents came from Ireland, my parents came from Greece or Italy. They came here for a specific reason, to get benefits. They get unearned benefits, to profit and enjoy the fruits of black folks' labor and the Indian land. They've already gotten theirs. And now what they're saying is that now that we've gotten everything, we got control of it, we got it free and passed it from generation to next generation, we're not gonna let you have anything. And see, that's grossly unfair and it's immoral. And the worst thing that our society is doing, and they should cease in doing it, is they start equating black folk to all these fabricated groups like minorities and poor folk and people of color and Asians and Hispanics coming into the country. These people coming to this country today get unearned benefits to enjoy the fruits of black folks' labor. Nobody shut them down. The Chinese started pouring into California after the Civil War to get benefits. And the Mexicans, there were no, in the Civil War, you had about 6,000 Hispanics in the United States. And now you got about almost 57 million. They came in looking for benefits. Yeah. Black folk are the only non-immigrants. Our country is structured on immigrant rights to give them benefits. Mm-hmm. Black folk are the only non-immigrants in this country. I know people always say, well, Indians are immigrants. Indians were the original people. No, they were not. The original people in this country were black folk. The Folsom people that came in this country about 16,000 years ago. The so-called American Indians are Asians that came across the Bering Straits about 6,000 years ago. So what I'm saying is that everybody comes to this country to get benefits except black folk. Nobody wants to stick up for and fight for black folks. That you cannot solve the racial problem in this country unless you create a circumstance where black folk can acquire the wealth, power, decent communities, functional schools, and be able to take care of their own people and be self-supported and competitive and independent. The education system as we presently know it, Rock, came into existence. It didn't even exist until after slavery. The present system came into existence, and one of the primary reasons it came into existence was to educate the offsprings of slaves, to be able to give them an educational opportunity. Mm-hmm. And they structured it so that basically that it would be, even though it would be a manual education, mm-hmm. Manual art training, but it did come into existence. And to a large degree, black folk contributed to the development of those school systems. They worked hard to build those schools, selling flowers, pies, cooks, and cakes, and building with their own hand. And that was like in 1866. In 1866, keep in mind that up until that point, we had laws in this country that forbade the educating of a black person. Yeah. You get caught teaching a black person to read and write would cost you $100 and 39 lashes with a whip to be caught teaching a black person to read and write. We black folk were suffering from imposed ignorance. They were being mandated to be ignorant, and if they weren't physically or in fact ignorant, they had to act and pretend they were dumb. They had to dumb down. Right. But between 1866 and let's say 1896, in that 30-year period, even though 96% of the black folk could not read and write in 1866, in a 30-year time period, those black folk almost by themselves educated, reduced their illiteracy rate in this country from 96% down to about 44%. Nobody has ever done that in the history of this world. No group that had been enslaved for 300 or 400 years could in 30-year time period set a record for educational achievement. Now, and they did it. So, but then let's jump and show how that worked though. By 1950, a black person with an education was still not getting the benefits of having an education. Education usually has benefits that follows it once based on the achievement levels of a group of people. Mm-hmm. Achievement benefits never followed black folk in education. So in 1950, the average black person with a college education could not earn as much as a white high school dropout because they were not getting the benefits of having an education. And what you have to do nowadays is go back in those, when I say you go back in these urban areas where all these black folk are, you got to rewrite the curriculum. You cannot have a curriculum that is designed to educate white children and all these other groups who've not been oppressed, denied, and rendered dysfunctional. You cannot use the same curriculum on them. You need to shut down all these schools in these urban areas. Shut them down, close them down, and say, now we're going to rewrite the curriculum based on the needs of black children. Okay, I was over education for the state of Florida. I'm the only black person in America that was over the entire education system for 7 to 8 years for the whole state of Florida. I was over everything from the first grade of the nursery school all the way to the universities in both the public sector and the private sector. You got to be realistic. Black kids need a special kind of education. We are the only people on this earth that, for instance, have never enjoyed the fruits of an industrial revolution. Everybody's done it. We have never had those kind of values, those kind of experiences. You got to go in there and say, now, what are the things that black children need? They need things that are different from the white child. They come to school with different emotional, physical, and financial baggage than the regular kids do. You got to modify your curriculum based on the needs of black folk in this country. There's an example. Supposing right now I was to tell you that that the world's coming to the end, we got to go to the moon. What you should do is say, now, how does that impact your school and your curriculum? We need to go into our schools and shut down our curriculum and begin to teach our kids how to survive on the moon. What kind of expertise and training would they need? We're going to need pilots. We're going to need astronauts. We need chemists. We need biologists. We need people in physics, physical science. You need to rewrite the curriculum so they include all these things to help elevate black folk up so they can be a competitive group along with all the other people. The other kids that are coming to the school system, they come from families and from cultures that have already enculturated certain kind of values, skills, and amenities into their lifestyle. We never had that. You got to bring those black kids up and make schools worthwhile. Right now, most of the schools like in Detroit, Michigan, they are dysfunctional. Half the black kids that graduate from high school can't read and write. Why do you keep passing these kids through school talking about, well, we're going to shut the schools down? Shut them down and restructure them. Now, that's what I recommended. But here's what's happening in Florida. When in Florida doing the integration, here comes whites now and say, well, Dr. Anderson, what we're going to do with these schools, we're not going to integrate our schools. What we're going to do is create charter schools. We're going to shut your schools down, but we're going to create charter schools to replace the public schools. We're going to set up segregated academies. We're going to set up religious schools and shut your schools down because we're going to make sure our kids get what white kids need in the South. And so the same thing, black teachers and principals say, we're going to close our schools for a month or whatever time it takes, or during the course from June until September, says, let's rewrite the curriculums and start providing these kids with some education that are qualified them to do what? To make sure that they never graduate from school without either a scheme in their head or a skill in their hands. Every black child should be taught economics and basic training and business development from the 1st grade to the 8th grade. And by the time he gets to the 8th grade, he should be stimulated to be able to learn how to create things, to modify things, produce things. When he gets to high school, he should at least be taught some basic skills, at least 2 years of skill training. Like it used to be. Why aren't they graduating being plumbers, electricians, tool and die makers, or sheet metal, woodwork, carpentry? Right now, if you go call Sears out to your home, most of the people coming now doing all that basic work are not black folk. There are immigrants coming into your house doing the work for plumbing and electric work and woodwork and bricklaying. Look at the construction companies. Blacks used to have that. You got to make sure these black kids do not graduate from high school ill-equipped to compete. Quit sending so many black kids to college. You don't need all them black kids in college. Black kids now graduate with master's degree working in McDonald's and Wendy's stores because they master nothing. Yeah. Quit getting black folks master's degrees with masters so they can't master anything. I've been to the highest levels of government. At every level, I run campaigns for presidents, for governors, for mayors, for congressional people. I didn't run in the campaigns. I was a campaign manager for them. Okay. Mm-hmm. I've been in all levels of education, from everything from special education to elementary schools to university, community college. I've been at the highest level of everything you can think about. First thing I built a radio station, WOWD in Tallahassee, Florida. I built that. That was one of the first FM station in the country for black folk. I think it was about the second or third with James Brown and myself. Mm-hmm. I also had on a radio station in the top of the Superdome in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. I owned radio stations.
And that was what period of time?
That was back in the 70s. Okay. I said black folks should dominate in business wherever they dominate in population or in spending patterns. And since black folk eat 3 to 4 times more fish than anyone else in the country at that time, and we spend $9 for every $1 white spend, then blacks should be dominating in seafood production. In other words, from the boat to the throat, they should be controlling the seafood industry. Mm. So I decided to open up an aquaculture facility here in the Washington, D.C. area. And we set it up, and we operated for about 6 or 7 years. But the problem was most of my clients were Asians. Almost 99 and 99% were Asian. No blacks ever got into the vertical integration. Mm. I wanted blacks to not only learn how to produce, but to retail, wholesale, all the way up. Uh-huh. But we just waited for them, and I became totally dependent on Asians to buy all of our product. Mm-hmm. And so Asians began to start taking over. Then they started dominating the seafood industry. Right now they dominate it because they play as a team in industrializing these urban areas. You could have set up distributorships and wholesalers in those areas. Those people had gone down and borrowed low interest funds and built wholesaling and warehousing of seafood. And then all the way up to the retail level where they have a chain of black restaurants. And that's why I talked to like Clarence Otis, who was our head of Red Lobster at that time. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be able to put blacks in a position where they could buy a lot of these Red Lobster restaurants that get ready to close down. And instead of having Red Lobster restaurants, they could have had Black Lobster restaurants all over the country. Mm-hmm. And but unfortunately, we weren't able to do it because Clarence Otis, he resigned from as the head of the Darden restaurant chain. But black folks should be heavily engaged because they're the major eaters of seafood. You go to any seafood restaurant, a large, significant number of people are going to be black folk. Definitely. And but unfortunately, now Asians are pretty much locked down the seafood industry in this country now. I was the only one that was out there doing it in a significant degree. But again, I could not set up the distributorship that I wanted in warehousing, wholesaling, and retailing across the country for black folk.
I saw a speech of yours where you hit the bell and said that blacks in America are at serious risk of seriously becoming an underclass.
As of 2013, they are an underclass now, and you've been supplanted and displaced by by what we call fabrication of classes across the country. The emphasis now is on those new fabricated classes. And that came out of the benign neglect policy that was put in place by Richard Nixon back in 1969, 1970. And benign neglect said this: the way you shut down the black civil rights movement in this country and the black power movement in this country is to take the focus off of black folk and put it on minority, women, children, and immigrants. And when they did that, it means make black folk become invisible. Do not exclude black from any public policies. And over the last 50 years, since the 1960s, is now morphed in what they call political correctness. Political correctness means do not address anything pertaining to black folk, do not include black folk in anything. And at best you can do is put them in some very broad, ambiguous category. Black folk, after Jim Crow segregation died, they were looking forward to social integration as being the rainbow, the golden goose, the pot of gold. And then they looked for symbolically, then they looked for another symbol, which would be have a black man in the White House or a black man in the Supreme Court. But all these individuals have been unable to be able to address significantly the issues of black folk. What I told you is the maldistribution of wealth and resources and controls of things in the country. Black folk are non-competitive. They can't compete. Right here, you're in Washington, D.C., in Chocolate City. All these cities are going to be gentrified. All these major urbans that I'm telling you about, these big cities, they're going to be gentrified. And they're gonna be, here's a scene that they're gonna use 6 schemes to wipe black folk out. One's gonna be called gentrification, which means come in there and dilute black folk down. When I came here to Washington, black folk were about 78% of the population. You're down to about 40% now. The second thing is privatization. You're gonna take all the public resources and put them in the hands of the white dominant society. They're gonna buy. They got the wealth, the money. They can buy as much as they want. That's why when in 1996, when Clinton lifted the Tail Cap Act in communication, saying that anybody can own as many radio stations and television stations that they want based on their money. If you know that whites own and control 99.5% of all the wealth, why would you say that, knowing that black folk can't outcompete them in buying up the media in this country? So out of 12,000 radio stations, and blacks used to have about 100 something, down to about 70, 80 now. And out of 12,000 in cable systems, 5,000, blacks don't own any. In daily newspapers, blacks don't own any. In television, blacks might have one out of 5,000. You don't have the wealth to be a competitive people because nobody wants to address your issue and get back and figure out how do we go back and redevelop this country so that black folk can have decent communities. And in those communities, they can have an economic base, they can have a tax base, they can produce jobs for their own people. So rather than having our schools training black folk to go look for jobs, they should be training black folk how to prepare, how to create jobs for their own people in their own communities and through functional schools. It is a dire situation. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to have a new mindset with our people, to understand that nobody's going to come rescue black folk, and quit depending on other people to ally with you. We're the only people that want to go to the bathroom, but want everybody to go to the bathroom with us. See, and that's a problem. We don't have enough confidence in ourselves to be a competitive people. And so once we get this new mindset, then we have to say there's nothing wrong with having we got to build black communities. Rock, it is impossible in theory and in practice for you to be a competitive group of people in a capitalist society without having either a physical community or a broad sense of a community that you can identify with your people if you don't live together. We have neither physical communities anymore, neither we have a sense of community. Everybody in every immigrant group coming to this country, within a matter of a few days to a month after they land here, they will build a physical community. They'll have Japan towns, Chinatown, French town, German town, Greek town, Pole town, Hockey town, Cork towns, Mexican town. Once you build that community, then you start practicing group economics. And typically, see, the rule of thumb in group economics is that your money should bounce 8 to 12 times before it leaves your hands and spin around.
Within the group.
Right. And so in this country right now, Hispanic money typically bounces 6 to 7 times. White money bounces 8 to 12 times. Asian and Arab money bounces 12 to 13 times. 13 to 14 times. Jewish money bounces 18 times. Black money doesn't bounce once.
Yeah. And what you mean by that bounce? It means that you get $1 from a job or a business that you are operating, and you go spend that money with somebody that looks like you.
That's right. You got it. That's what you spend it with your own people first. And see, and what's happening right now is that everybody else does this but us. And see, right now, you as long as you've been on this earth, you've never seen, for instance, a white person get in his car on a Saturday morning, drive down to a black neighborhood, go into a black store and buy something produced by a black people that's being sold by a black person. They boycott you. Everybody's boycotting black neighborhoods and black products. And we go to Chinatown, but Chinese don't come to black towns to buy anything. We don't produce anything. We are zero producers, 100% consumers. Nobody's bringing money to our communities. So our money is not bouncing around. But what I recommend the black folk to do is that once we build these communities and go back to where we used to be. See, one time black folk had businesses. We had some fine businesses before integration. Integration destroyed black communities and black businesses. We used to be able to walk around in any black community. You could find grocery stores, party stores, liquor stores, discount stores, hotels, nightclubs, buses, cab companies, everything. We have nothing now. We got to go back and rebuild these communities. Then start marking your money and say, now I got a dollar bill. I'm gonna put a check mark on this dollar bill. I'm gonna make sure that before this dollar bill leaves a black hand, it must have at least 12 marks on it. And once you start doing that, you can start practicing group economics. Because right now we don't practice that group economics. As soon as a black person gets paid, Rock, he'll run immediately to a suburb or to a non-black owned store and spend his money. But nobody's rushing to spend money with you. So we got a balance of trade deficit. Everybody's coming into our community, setting up McDonald's and Burger Kings and taking the money out, but nobody's bringing any money in. And we're not going to anybody else's community and bringing the money back to the black community. You got a balance of trade deficit. And that is totally destructive for black folk. You're not living off enough money to be able to be a competitive people because you're giving your money away. And again, like in Detroit, Michigan, I told Detroit is way back that they're gonna become impoverished and go into bankruptcy. I see you got about $11 billion worth of annual income in this city. You know, in terms of tax revenue, and for what you put into your food service, your universities, your schools, and running your city, you got $11 million. And right now, but you're going bankrupt because if you're not practicing group economics. Had you circulate that money 10 times in Detroit rather than running to the suburbs, you would have $110 billion.
You know,
racism is a team sport. It came into existence.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was talking with the mute button on. So I hope you guys heard what he was saying. Okay, this is what we talk about on this show. It just, hey, look, Nat, everything he was saying, it just kept coming back to me from all the times we've had these conversations. How many times have we been talking about this stuff? How many times we've talked about this to where I'm dark skinned, Nat's dark skinned, so we can talk to we're blue in the face, okay, about all of these things. Hey, Miss Coleman, how are you? How you guys doing? We have been talking about this. He's the same one who told us about sellouts, having sellouts in your camp and how dangerous they are to a movement. Did you hear what he said about, and this is the reason why I am truly behind it, we always got to include other people. He said when we have to go to the bathroom, we got to take everybody with us. But nobody takes us to the bathroom when they go to the bathroom. This is a problem we have as black folks. We always got to be part, okay? We always got to be part of somebody else. We always got to bring somebody in. And no matter how much they treat us and dismiss us, we steady bring them in. We don't have a problem. It don't even bother us. And you wonder why we're at the bottom. Remember, he talked about how we are leveled off. Starts with the light skin first, the light people first, which is white folks. And we're always at the bottom. Because it was designed for us to be at the bottom because they feel that we don't know how to take up for ourselves. We don't know how to build that power base. And did you hear what he said at the time? He talked about Oprah Winfrey and what's his name? What that guy named Tiger Woods, right? They talked about them too, right? Now, think about Oprah Winfrey. What did she do with all that money? She took it to Africa and then all that mess started with her. And we are saying that, oh, they're not obliged. They can do what they want with their money. They're not obliged to help us. And they're not. That's their decision not to help us. They don't have to. I get that. But your wealth, when she dies, I don't think Oprah have any kids. If she do, I don't even know if she's going to leave that to her children, her empire, to anybody. Well, we know Tiger Woods' money went over there to the white side because he had to pay half of that to his ex-wife. That was his babysitter, his nanny. He married his nanny, cheated on her, and she got held half of what he was. That's what we do when we get money. We go run over to the light side of town and we make them rich. She's not going to bring that money back over into the black side of town or where he came from. She already undid her thing. Their kids should be halfway grown now. You know? Yeah. She sure is. So when you literally listen to what he's saying, that's the reason why I say what I say about us as black people. We need to take care of ourselves. But we have been so indoctrinated. We have been so indoctrinated that we have to have somebody else with us. We don't even trust each other. Hello, Mr. Scott. We don't even trust each other. So we're not going to do any type of transactions with each other. We're not. Yeah. You know, I don't know if we, you know, I'm saying, and my thing is, I don't mind supporting black businesses. I have many times over supported black businesses because I would be a hypocrite if I didn't. And all the time that I've ever had any type of businesses, I've always supported and encouraged other black women and men to start their own business. It's always
wait. That's not nothing we gotta explain, right? Because I don't know if people know who the board members were for the first the Alexandria Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. I don't know if they know who the advisors to that board was. I don't know if they know about the Central Louisiana urban businesses. That's all stuff that we started.
Yeah,
exactly. We started it. Me, Nat, Mama, and a host of other people. We started that. They came to us for the Alexandria Regional Black Chambers of Commerce. And then this happened to us.
Yeah.
Hold on.
And by 1710, somebody said, well, how are we going to control all these blacks? So the state of Virginia passed a law called meritorious manumission. Meritorious manumission then says that we will control blacks by building in an internal attitude inside of them to make them see things through our eyes, to make them white in everything but skin color. And what the meritorious manumission was passed by the state of Virginia in 1710 then said we will reward any black who gets very good at this. And so if any black person saves a white person's life, protects a white person's property, invents something that a white person can make money off of, or if he squeals on in the slave revolts, he would get freedom. Okay? And so I tracked from 1710 all the way up to 1860s. And out of over 200 some possible slave revolts, a black person squealed in every one of them.
That's why I didn't want to bother explaining, because every time we go to explaining something, it's always one of these coons that come in and want to break apart whatever black people are trying to build.
Mm-hmm. So think about go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So just to wrap it up, the whole point I'm trying to make is that we have so many enemies within that's why it's so hard for us to kind of see the light of day, because you always got a Jeff Hall out there. There's always going to be a Roosevelt Johnson out there. There's always going to be a goddamn Reddix Washington out there. There's always going to be one. And the quicker that we get to identifying what they look like and who they are, the better we can move on as a community, as a culture. We can start building things for us, the ones that are loyal to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so tired of building shit up just for these disloyal motherfuckers to take it. And they use their meritorious manumission. They snitch on other black folks to these white folks and tell them everything we got going on and all our business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not Louis Chaney. Yeah, Louis Chaney. Well, yeah, that's Rappy's parish history.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's it.
Yeah. Hey, Miss Bell. Oh, did I put the hold up? Let me put the what's the name in the chat room. I'm sorry, I didn't do that. I'm gonna put it in the chat too. So if you guys want to come along, don't be afraid to come along. And I'm not saying don't be friends with white folks. I am not. Please do not think I'm saying that. I'm saying when it comes to business, we need to be about our business. We need to be about black business. Okay, that's what I'm saying, and it's so on point. Now I don't know when that happened. I think that video had to be put together when in the late 90s, maybe the 2000s. This is literally what's happening today. Literally what's happening. We're still consumers. We're still the ones who buys everything. We're still making Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Coach and what's his other name? What's the other one? The one with the red bottoms. Who's the guy who does the red bottom shoes? We still making them rich.
Louis Vuitton.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it must be Louis Vuitton. We're still making them rich. We still making them rich. And the thing is, you guys, the upper class. Look, okay, let me give you another one. I got another one to play. And I want you to hear what this man is saying. And this is the reason why I said what I said about us boycotting liquor. Let me find this other one too. Real quick. Give me a second. Give me a second. Here we go. I want you guys to hear this.
The target, they were trying to get away. I was well aware of what Hennessy was doing and who they were trying to target, and it wasn't Henny Palooza. The target, they were trying to get away from the stigma of black people. Like, just to be honest with y'all, like that's really what was happening.
Wow.
And I mean, but we've seen that with a lot of French companies, especially in the liquor business. The people that make them the money are not the target they want to be a part of.
Every racial group, every political group has always made money off of black folk. Okay? And what I'm going to start talking about in Powernomics when I come back here in the fall is to show you all one thing. I'm going to tell you is time is up. You have made, as a race, you made every religion, every ethnic group, every racial group rich. There is nobody else left on earth to make rich but yourselves.
I was well aware of what Hennessy was doing.
Now, you heard what he said. He said, and I know Hennessy, I know liquor's majority. He said any of the French liquor companies. Okay, so look at the liquor who I really, really want you to take some time out and research the liquor that you drink. He admitted it and said they were not targeting us. He wanted to get away from us being one of their main sources of revenue. That's what he said. That's basically what he was saying. He wanted to get away from us buying their liquor because of the stigma we have created for them. This is the reality of it all. And we have taken our minds to equate our worthiness through materialistic, high price materialistic things that these people don't even really want us to buy. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Not even your liquors they want us to be part of. They are so ashamed to take our money. But did you see them numbers? 8.6 billion, 9 point this billion, 6 point that billion these companies make? We're going into a new year. Are our spending habits going to change? Or are we just talking about it? A lot of us have all those nice things, right? And don't even have life insurance. We go to all these different parties. We go all in and out. We got vacation with the girls and the boys, and we got this going on. But when it's time to bury somebody, we doing a GoFundMe. You do realize that you can put life insurance on other people. If they can't afford it, you can put burial insurance on your friends, your family, as long as they know about it. You can put burial insurance on them so that they won't be embarrassed, or the family won't be embarrassed by having to do a GoFundMe account. But we all over social media showing off us going here, going there, our weaves, our bodies, and we doing all that. But a good 10, 15 minutes, let me say, a good 10, 20 days later, you on doing some GoFundMe. Or I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying sometimes our priorities are not in the right spot. It's not to make anybody feel bad or shame anybody. I'm just saying. And when I'm talking, and I tell you guys that over on my other show, when I'm talking, I'm not just talking to y'all, I'm talking to me too. Our priorities are wrong. They are. They're misplaced. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying that it's terrible. I'm just saying every day we have a way to correct that. Go ahead, Tavares.
Know what in the hell a ghetto was like? You want to know what in the hell it's like to live on the stinking west side of Chicago? Well, me and my little black brother are going to show you, Whitey. Watch this.
I'm Dave Dugan, and we've invited a cross-section of concerned citizens to a meeting in Chicago. Our question is this: will anything move the white man and mobilize the black man to end the domestic and bring about a constructive peace? The place we've chosen to ask that question is Chicago.
My name is Russ Meek. I am a writer, a musician, a poet. And I live in the black ghetto on Chicago's west side. This somewhat imposing building, the Chatfield Apartments, is my daily abode. I am one of those who love Stokely Carmichael. I am one of those who believe that nonviolence is the philosophy of the fool, and that we are a new breed, a class of black men and women who would rather die on our feet than live on our knees. This is also a street where people live. This is not Washington Street. This is Maypole Street. When I was a kid, a maypole meant a festive celebration. And I think of drowning people being told, don't try to swim. And when you look at the streets, you wonder about the man on the stoop. White America, the die is cast. You shall pay for the past.
That's his neighborhood as he sees it. Mr. Meek, why do you suppose that it's actually been relatively cool in Chicago this summer? Is it because things are better in Chicago than other cities?
Well, first of all, the question of cool is relative, because what the white thing, but there's revolutionary ferment in Chicago, perhaps more so than any other city.
Well, why hasn't it erupted, sir?
That's a question you might ask the white folks. See, because we don't go around advocating rights, we advocate revolution. And a revolution takes the form that's necessary for it to be victorious. You might ask Reverend Mitchell, because he has the vigilante force out there in our neighborhood.
Well, Reverend Mitchell is here, and you did mention him in your film, too. I think we should right now go to Reverend Mitchell. You can stand, sir, if you'd like. It's easier, I think.
Yes. My name is Reverend Mitchell, president of the North Star West Side. The Bible says that every man be persuaded by his own opinion, but though let it be a good one.
Okay, there we go. So I don't know if you guys ever seen that video, but it gets heated as it goes along. Let's see, he's trying to, not yet. He'll come up there. He got it. There we go. What happened? Okay. I guess he can't hear me. But it got really heated in that little thing in that on that program. And the black guy, the guy with the hat on, he went slap off. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The aim of our organization is to sit down and study the problem and take the proper approach to try and solve the problem.
For those from out of town, sir, could we just quickly clarify what your committee does? Do you work in the same neighborhood that Mr. Meek lives in?
Yes,
the West Side?
West Side, national-wide. We own the entire state of Illinois.
Would you have a different program than, say, Mr. Meek does?
Well, our program is not hate. No, sir. Our program is to try to solve the problem with love.
Well, let me say something clearly, because horse and buggy techniques don't work in the jet age. And what Reverend Mitchell, when he says Christian love, it means Uncle Tomism.
I'm Helen Brandenburg. I'm a lay speaker for the Methodist Church. I have a daughter, and when she was 18, she represented the United States as a history major. And she's been at Columbia University, and she met a young boy who is an all-A student at Columbia. He is a Negro boy. They are both 19 years old, and they have just been married. His mother is from White Plains, New York. His father is a doctor. Now, I have the most wonderful, I just think that the new world is going to be wonderful. These are 19-year-old boys and girls. They are married. They love each other. Methodist, for 20 years, I have served the Salvation Army at Camp Lake, Wisconsin. And there, my daughter has learned to be with
Sir, you need to get your internet. I don't know where you got your internet from, the Cracker Jack box or something, but you need to get a better internet. But anyway, so yeah, so what I'm hearing from her is you need to get, let me see when he come back on it. I'm tell him he must have got his internet out of the Cracker Jack box. You must be getting your internet from a Cracker Jack box.
Nah, the name of the video is, could this ever run on TV today? So I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised that it keeps getting a little interruptions here and there.
Okay.
But I'm gonna try one more time.
One more time, and then we can discuss it.
Did she say? Well, hold on. Let me run it back real quick.
Okay, you want to know what she said?
Love each other. My daughter has been raised as the Methodist. For 20 years, I have served the Salvation Army at Camp Lake, Wisconsin. And there, my daughter has learned to be with little Negro children and love them. And I never thought anything about.
Did she say be with little Negro children?
Yes, she sure did.
So my question is, from a societal standpoint, has American culture moved past this ideology, or is there still room for this exception that it's some type of miracle that white people and black people are together? If so, that's problematic, because if it's exceptional for it to happen, that means it's not normal. And if it's not normal, then that means that America hasn't normalized being civil to another person and not basing anything on their skin tone. She's basically basing her daughter's civility to black kids because of her adjacent or juxtaposition to the church. So the church allowed her to accept little black kids. Well, what is the church not allowing then?
Well, you remember she said she had a daughter that married a black guy.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
No, but then she said something else about another daughter. I'm confused. I think she had two daughters.
Not the same daughter.
Oh, okay.
Her marrying one. I have 5 children. I have a Methodist minister, and he has just is 28 years old. He's the youngest boy in the Rock River Conference, and he has just married.
Robert.
Well, this is what our children are doing today. This is a wonderful thing that we can look forward to. America, 19-year-old children who are students at Columbia, who have they have learned about religion from their parents, and yet this is what it has been interpreted to them, to love one another. They're going to grow up and raise children, and that's what America will be.
This boy back here?
Yeah.
Well, that looks like the boy that was in the film, I believe.
Yes, I'm one of them. My name is Reginald Dobbs. I live at 3319 Maple, one of the those areas that was pointed out in the film. I'd like to direct a question to Reverend Mitchell. Do you know I was there giving a?
Simply because, and you be promoted up to the.
Can you see that? Can you see it?
I said, yeah, you can see it, but it's chopping up. Can you send me that link? Can you share that with me?
Yeah.
Share it in chat. I mean, in Messenger. See, that's what you get for using that Cracker Jack internet. You got to get real internet, like you talk about my phone all the time.
I think there's been a number of issues with people's computers over the last couple of days anyway, at least the last week and a half. Yeah. I got to go to Facebook. All right, hold on 1 second. Yeah, it was just about to get spicy too. He was just about to go in. Okay, you can pick it up. You got it? Oh, good evening, folks. What's in the bell? What's going on, baby? Getting ready for that big push next year?
Reverend Mitchell, because he had the vigilante force out there in our neighborhood, he says, patrolling the streets to keep the niggers quiet.
Well, Reverend Mitchell is here, and you did mention him in your film, too. I think we should right now go to Reverend Mitchell. You can stand, sir, if you'd like. It's easier, I think.
Yes.
You can transport it.
President of the North Star United Missionary Workers of America on the Chicago West Side. The Bible says that every man be persuaded by his own opinion, but though let it be a good one. We realize and understand that there are problems amongst the Negro community more so than any other community. The aim of our organization is to sit down and study the problem and take the proper approach to try and solve the problem.
For those from out of town, sir, could we just quickly clarify what your committee does? You work in the same neighborhood that Mr. Meek lives in?
Yes,
the West Side?
West Side, national-wide, we own the entire state of Illinois.
Would you have a different program than, say, Mr. Meek does?
Well, our program is not hate.
It is not hate.
No, sir. Our program is to try to solve the problem.
Well, let me say something clearly, because horse and buggy techniques don't work in the jet age.
Pause it.
Mitchell, when he said Christian legend, means Uncle Thomism.
I'm Helen Brandenburg. I'm a lay speaker for the Methodist.
Hello.
I have a daughter, and when she was 18, she represented the United States as a history major.
What's up?
And she's been at Columbia University. And she met a young boy who is an all-A student at Columbia. He is a Negro boy.
The video.
They are both 19 years old, and they have just been married. His mother is from White.
Okay. So you can fast forward it. We already saw this part, but that's not the point I'm making. The first thing that pastor got up there and said, he said, how is your program different from Mr. Smith? He said, well, it's not hate. So that means that the church is they profess love, but they also have a habit of professing some type of subservience. Right? That's not hate. That's a revolution. What he was talking about wasn't hate. That was him talking about love for his community. But the first thing that black man, that's why I'm glad. Go ahead and fast forward a little bit, because we heard this old white wench.
Plains, New York. His father is a doctor. Well, this is what our children are doing today. This is a wonderful thing that we can look forward to. America, 19-year-old children who are students at Columbia, who have they have learned about religion from their parents, and yet this is what it has been interpreted to them, to love one another. They're going to grow up and raise children, and that's what America will be.
This boy back here?
Yeah.
Well, that looks like the boy that was in the film, I believe.
Yes, I'm one of them. My name is Reginald Dobbs. I live at 3319 Maple, one of the ghettos areas that was pointed out in the film. I'd like to direct a question to Reverend Mitchell. Do you think that we will be satisfied with the jobs they are giving us?
Yes, son, I think so. Simply because we are asking that you be trained on the job, and they start you off with a certain salary starting rates, and you would be promoted up to the maximum of the job.
No, I don't believe that. The white man is gonna keep you where he got you. You're not going no higher than he wants you to go, and we ain't gonna settle for nothing but all the way. And about this violence and non-violence, I'm for violence, because we have pleaded for the last 400 years
What would you
And,
say to a boy like that? Because this happens to be, coincidentally, the young man in the group that Mr. Meek said you did not speak for him. How would you talk to a young boy like that?
Well, I would say I would definitely have to use the Bible, Mr. Duncan.
I don't hear you.
Well, this is my only way.
I ain't know.
That's what they do. That's what they do. They pull that Bible out. They get to thumping on it.
Uncle Tom.
Well,
See,
salvation
you
is
can't
free, son.
brainwash me.
Jesus said, first ye
Okay.
seek the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all of these things will be added.
Heaven is on earth, mind you, brother.
Yeah. Let me see.
You have anything more? How about the other lab?
Where you gonna go when we start revolution? Whose side are you gonna be on? Are you still gonna be on your knees begging for us jobs?
I will, as Mr. Meek said, he wouldn't just die standing on his feet rather than to die on his knees. I will die standing up for God, regardless of any circumstance.
Okay. Have God ever told you to let this white man rule you like he is?
Well, young man, you first must be born again. God is a
No, I
spirit.
ain't born again. I ain't got to be born again. See, I was born in a new generation. You could your mother could have brainwashed you, but can't nobody brainwash me. I'm ready. It's gonna take young boys like us to win the revolution.
The white peoples realized today that they was wrong for enslaving the Negro.
The white peoples is realizing today that enslaving you niggas is wrong. And they should be given forgiveness because the Bible says so.
And not just the great mass. May I finish? I'll wait. Why, if you so militant and so intelligent, why don't you keep your mouth shut?
I'll tell you why, Reverend Mitchell, because I'm sick and tired of you standing up there on a television camera, a black man with a white heart and a white face. You're a black Anglo-Saxon. You're a disgrace to the race to stand up about a white man loving you. Ask Medgar Evers' wife. Ask the parents of the 3 civil rights workers in Mississippi. Ask Jimmy Lee Jackson's mother. Understand? Ask Grace Louise of 5 children who was shot in the head because he's riding with a black boy in the car. You stand there and talk like an unmitigated fool.
I thought you were more intelligent.
I'm intelligent enough that I don't want to listen to your dribble.
May I finish, young man question? Son, I'm sure that the great mass of the white people realizes that they was wrong for enslaving the Negro.
Let's get this lady back here.
My name is Jean Williams, and I'm a civil rights lawyer. What has kept Chicago from erupting has been the open suppression and Gestapo-like tactics that the Chicago policemen have initiated in the black neighborhoods. Wherever there are 5 or more Negroes congregated, they move in, they break up those groups. I know what I'm talking about. They break up those groups and they shuttle everybody off to jail. Now, sooner or later, there are going to be enough families deprived of their breadwinners and their loved ones that Chicago isn't going to be cool, regardless of how much praying Reverend Mitchell does.
We have a Chicago police official here, Chicago police commander, to respond to the charge about police repression in Chicago this summer. Is there an official of the Chicago Police Department who could answer that?
Sorry, I'm here at the observer, not to give comment.
You're not to give comment, sir. I see. Well, let him make his one statement. That's all right. Fine. Go ahead, son.
As I was going back to see, he pointed out for me that I could go back when I want to. Go back to where? Huh?
Because you weren't free, you can go any place you like.
Go anywhere
Sir,
you
could you
want.
stand up? We can't hear you. Could you stand up over there by the microphone?
You mean to Africa? Do you mean to Africa? Do you mean to Africa? We are not Africans no more. You have raped our great grandmothers and stuff and changed us.
Excuse me.
We are not. Okay, let me finish. And gave us a name as a Negro. I am not a Negro. A Negro is a person with a slave at the man. I just want to tell you that. And don't say nothing else to me.
Sir?
Hold on. What happened to those kids? Hello? Your mic is muted.
I said, did you hear what he said? He said, don't say nothing else.
Don't say nothing else to me. What happened to them?
I want to know what happened to them. We need to do a research on them young
We need
men.
to find out what happened to them.
Yeah.
Because if standing on business before standing on business was standing on business, they stood on it.
That's right.
They stood on it.
Oh, Jesus, that's funny. That was funny. Now, you heard what she said, and you know that's one of the things they do not like to see us gather around each other. They cannot stand to see us coming. Like, even when the guys used to sing on the street corners, you know, when the guys would be together and they'd be straight, they separate them. They don't want us to.
I can tell you this from my own personal experience serving with the Revolutionary Black Panther Party. Every time we did a community event, the APD was parked right across the street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They don't like us gathering. They do not like us gathering.
And we were feeding, defending, and educating our community and clothing our community.
And people don't and see, this is the issue that we don't understand the total impact of us being able to teach each other opposed to us not being able to even communicate with each other. See, that those, you think about it, they didn't even want us communicating with each other. That's and it's still going on to this day, y'all. That hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. It still goes on to this day. Tavares just said how when he was feeding with the Black Panthers, and I'll tell you, when we went to protest in Lafayette, it was a lot of us up there in Lafayette. And what happened? They try to disperse us. They do not like us.
It was the 3% Club, whatever white nationalist group that was, and they let off the shot, the concussion grenade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did. Right in the middle of where we was at.
Right in the middle of everything. Go ahead, keep playing. Keep playing.
Did you want to say something, miss? Okay, this lady back here, please.
I would like to direct one of my
Your name, please.
Mrs. Fiedler of the East Avondale Community Council branch of LSNA. Mr. Meek, I recognized much of your film. Is this the 3100 block of Maple?
33 and 32.
Fine. 32 was where I was raised. Looks quite familiar as it did when I lived there. Marshall School still looks the same also. And there was more than 75% colored when I went there. You know, we got along great. All of us got along together very well. I recall very few colored and whites fighting. We were friends. When there was any arguments or fights, as there usually is, as you call it, the ghetto, we seemed to stick together. The colored stuck up for the white, and the white stuck up for the colored.
Well, they couldn't have a time like I have. They have to be all the time.
Well, what is your point,
No,
ma'am? Do you feel that the...
I arose
Yes.
from this neighborhood. I lived in the slums. I'm not ashamed of it. You know, nobody helped me get where I'm at. I scrub floors. I scrub floors. It doesn't matter.
Here comes the tears. Do you know what happens when the tears start falling?
Yeah, you got to remember now. Think about it.
Did you see the way he looked at her when she started talking?
Yeah, I saw his jawline, that black jawline.
Yeah, he turned it completely away. He turned in his seat. That's a Mayetta move right there. When they sit up and they turn in their seat, they not trying.
That's it. I scrub floors. I lived in the slums. Everybody always wants to have some type of proximity to us. Always. We cannot be in pain alone. Everybody else have had the same pain. You ever notice that?
I went through it too.
I went through it too. Syndrome.
make any difference. The friends that I graduated with have jobs and homes just as I have now. And they were colored. And they had a chance. They sat right next to me in class. The teacher listened to them just like she listened to me. And it was that same house that you showed me on that film. So then I am as the same as these boys here. Because I seen little white kids as well as colored kids together digging out of garbage cans. Not separately. Together,
I don't understand what you're talking
we
about.
walked Madison Street. We tripped over probably the same drunks in front of Rothschilds that are still there now. So what about me? Am I a poor white person? God help me, give me mercy. I want white power then.
I'm sure you do, and you should have it, baby.
What
You
about
got it.
Broadway? What about North Street? What about Wilson Avenue?
Well, you want to let me address
Where the
myself too?
ignorant white people are.
What about them?
We
They
have
got
a
their own
problem,
problems,
too.
lady, and I think that the white people should have white power. I'm talking about black. See, talking to you is an exercise in futility. Let's get this clear. I'm not talking about white people. Man, you solve your problems. You use force or violence, whatever necessary, and I don't blame you. And if I had the thing you had, I wouldn't want to give it up either.
Do we come and march and you say, look at our poor people, look at our hungry
No,
babies?
you don't have to come because we can't solve your problem. You have to solve your own.
Wait a minute. Did she say what I think she said?
Yeah, she did.
She said, do we parade our poor kids or something to that effect? Didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was the first recorded microaggression in history.
what?
That was the first ever recorded televised microaggression in white history.
Yeah, now you just said you grew up with them and you sat with them and you did all this stuff with them, and now that little microaggression came out. You spit out on the side. You see that?
They cannot help it.
They can't help it. They can't help it. Cause look, y'all, let me say this, and I know y'all think, oh, she always got a story. You damn right always have a story, because I had a very adventurous life. We lived in the projects. I showed y'all the projects that I grew up in. We had white kids. My mom used to feed white kids, dirty white kids that their parents were either drunks or alcoholics or drug addicts, that would come and eat at our table and wear our clothes. Mom would give them clothes because they didn't have clothes. That didn't change nothing, because at the end of the day, Mayetta was for black folks. Always have been. She made sure black kids got taken care of too. Just so happened it was a couple of white families that lived in them same projects with us. The same thing she's saying. But that didn't change the fact that Mayetta made sure that black kids were priority. So that little microaggression she did, that don't move no mountains to me. Because shit, my mom did the same thing. And we didn't make a habit of playing with them little white kids. They weren't kids that we regularly played with. We had a group of kids that we grew up and played with. And it wasn't the white kids. Just so happened my mom was like that about children, making sure they were provided for as much as she could. Okay, because I understand we all was in the same dirt sandbox, but that don't mean you got to play with them because they're in the sandbox with you, right? Mm-hmm. Clarify that.
We want to solve our own.
By violence?
Who said anything about violence? Everybody here is talking about violence. But
He said he believes in violence. I want to know
Doesn't he have a
why.
right to? They're going to take him in a few years and teach him to kill with the best weapons
They
available.
taught my brother to kill too.
Okay, so let's ask the United States government about violence, baby. They live on it. They thrive on it. They're enmeshed in it. This is the most violent society in the world that you run, baby. You hung black men up by their heads and cut their bodies to pieces. You burn women to death. Yes, I got the pictures on my wall. I was tied to a tree by the plant and had a knife run through my body.
You never seen white people killed though.
White people, I'm not worried about them.
Avenue and Kenzie and I watched them die in front of me.
That's tough.
As a kid.
That's tough. That's tough. But we're talking about black power, black society,
That's all we hear.
divorce
So
from
you
white
wanna hear
society.
somebody else's
You were
side.
here at a town meeting. Well, go home if you don't want to hear, baby. Go
You don't
home.
want to hear.
Because we don't need you.
You don't want to hear. I said, you go.
No.
Let the ladies.
There you have it, folks.
Let me tell y'all about, and I'm going to say this, and anybody feel offended, they can feel offended. The number one enemy to black men and black women is a white woman. Did you see what she just did? Now, she's pregnant, right? She's pregnant. That baby, she is going to raise that baby to have some type of hatred toward white folk, toward black folk. Watch. Because the mother's womb is where it starts. The mother's womb, not the daddy. The mother's womb is where all that hatred for us start at. Look at the Klan. If you watch some of the videos with the Klan, the babies are there, right there with the mamas. They ain't holding the daddy's hands, they holding the mama's hands, because that's where it starts. It starts from the womb to when they come out that womb, and when they're in and out of those little meetings and stuff, they teach them how to hate. They don't learn that on their own. Hate is a learned behavior. Just like love is a learned behavior. They teach, it's the mothers who push that agenda with their kids. Not the fathers, it's the mothers. Because that's who that child is around 24/7 until they become grown kids. Or at an age where they're all around other kids, where their parents taught them how to hate. She said, as I've heard them say, I may be poor, but at least I'm not black. Because it's a different type of poor. To be black and poor. It's a different type of poor. Hold up, y'all.
Speak, because Mr. Meek is a little louder in his voice. I think this is a very interesting point, and I'm, you know, it's an amazing coincidence that you did live in that immediate area, because we had no idea that was going to be the.
Exactly. That street.
Do you still live in the area?
No, I don't.
And you're.
It looked just like that when I did, though.
Sure.
And Beidler School. Do you know Beidler School there,
Yeah, I
Mr.
know
Meek?
Beidler.
You could move
Do you know
wherever
the
you want.
old school?
Yeah, I
The
know.
old one with the wooden floors.
Yeah.
I walked on them. There's a new
Well,
school
you want a
there now,
medal?
isn't there?
You want a medal
I
or
didn't
something,
get
baby?
no new school, but
You want a
I'm
medal?
not complaining.
Give it to CME.
Let's
Just
understand.
for a white person.
Hold on, Mr. Meek.
You're the one that's crying the loudest.
Who's
I'm
crying,
chiming
baby? I'm
in
not
with you.
crying.
I'm
Do
chiming
you know the
in.
difference between defiance and a cry? You're talking to a black man, baby. I don't cry to white
I
folks.
talk to them all
I'm
my
talking to my
life.
people, not even
I
to you.
talk to them all
Hold
my
on, Mr.
life.
Meek.
So you're singing the
Hold
blues.
on,
But you're blaming us. We got a right to
Blaming
stand
you?
up and defend ourselves.
Defend yourself. I glory in your
All right,
spunk, baby.
hold on, Mr. Meek.
But wipe the blood off your hands
Hold
before
it.
you
There ain't
stand.
no
Hold it.
blood on mine.
All right, ma'am.
You got the pictures.
Let me say this again. The white woman, she is the perfect example of what I'm saying about a white woman. You see, she didn't sit down and be quiet. She kept on talking. She was going neck to neck with him. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, just imagine whatever she got in her stomach, how he or she grew up. Now, they think that's being brave and taking up for themselves. That's what she think that's called. He wasn't attacking her. But do you hear how she came off on him? He was saying, I don't care about y'all. I'm talking about black people. And she kept on. That's what I'm talking about. Them the kind of white women I'm talking about. Them the type of white women that are in corporate America to make sure, and when you working in them damn jobs, them the ones who don't want to see you progress. Okay? Them the type of women I'm talking about. Because she kept on talking and she kept on shaking her head. And she's going to let you know that was no longer microaggression, Tavares. That was outright her just letting her know, putting you in your place. Because that's what they love to do. You need to know that you're a poor black man talking to a white woman who come up out of that poorness. Because they've been taught, even though they are poor, they're better than us. You know? Okay.
Evidently,
you're
guilty.
Hold it,
Yeah,
folks.
well, thousands is bothering me.
Ma'am, I'd like to let you say this very succinctly.
Are
You're-
we wrong because we're white?
Yeah,
Are we wrong?
yeah.
Well, then maybe the shoe's on the other foot now.
Well, your men seem to like our women so much we get a little confused.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
All right, we're going.
Yeah.
I will in a second, but I just want to clarify this. Your point simply is this, ma'am. You believe that when you lived in the neighborhood where Mr. Meek
Yes.
was, there were 75% Negro then, and you say that the friends that you went to school with, as well as yourself, worked their way out of the ghetto.
That's right.
And you believe that anybody can do it if they want to?
That's right.
That's ridiculous.
All right, let's let this gentleman back here. Here. Here's a. Let's.
Mrs. Williams,
right,
I think
we have one
white
man
people
here.
have to talk to white people and tell them why they're wrong.
Here's a white
I
man.
think,
Let's let him
like,
say
white
this.
people have to tell some ignorant white people that they should start listening to Russell Meek and Gene Williams and Dick Gregory and Bob Lucas. And I'd like to ask this woman if she honestly believes there isn't segregation in Chicago, and if she's been to the schools. I teach in the West Side. My name's Richard Kelly. I teach an upper grade center in the West Side. And I next year, conditions are worse than last year. I have 39 in the class where I had 35. We have a white principal, white assistant principal. The Negroes that teach our school are afraid to open their mouth because they're afraid that they're going to lose their job, their times. There's a lot of segregation, not only in house. You can go in the different neighborhoods. Ma'am, I don't see how you can sit here and dare to talk to Russ Meek and say there isn't segregation in Chicago.
The whole thing comes
Please
down.
identify yourself, please.
Elmer.
Damn, did you hear what that teacher said?
Yeah, he got busy on it real quick.
Yeah, he got busy. He slapped her around a couple minutes. Okay.
Was our Chicago, Illinois. The whole
Are
thing.
you with an association? An
No,
organization?
no, just individual.
Go ahead.
The whole thing here comes down to education, rather lack of education. Now, to prove this to you, I was an employment manager of a firm that employed dozens of Negroes 5, 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And we were looking for a truck driver several times, not just once, dozens of times. We used to interview colored fellows that come in, you know, from 18 to 30, any age. And out of 25 colored fellows that came in to apply for the job, only 3 or 4 could talk, could read and write English. 3 or 4. Now, these were newly come Southerners from the South, you know, see. And only out of 25 fellows that we interviewed, only 3 or 4 could read and write. Back in 1950, 1952, 53, 54, 55.
So your point is?
What can you do with the people that they sent from the South that can't read and write? What can you do with people that have no education? Now, well, we have to educate. The South should not be allowed to send these colored people up here.
Ooh, wait a minute. Did y'all hear?
Did you hear the commentary in the back? He said, what do you do with these uneducated people? Somebody said the same thing you do with white folks.
Now, he first started out calling them black. Then he turned around and started calling them colored. You
gotta see the spit on his teeth when he said Negroes. Hire these Negroes. He's colored.
So you're saying these people came up from the South. So what was you? Okay, this is the ignorance. This is why I say white folks. Now, these people came up from the South. You already made that plain and simple. Okay? They came up from the South. You already know they came up from a racist society. They came up from a racist situation. Where do you think they got a time to get an education? They were not allowed to get educations. So what the hell are you? Let's make sense here. Come on now. They were not allowed to learn. So we Negroes back then, when did we become African Americans? I think
Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson gave us that label. Yeah. So let's get back to this. It just amazes me the way he mad. He mad.
Rather, they should educate them. They should educate them. See? That's the point.
How about this gentleman in the front row? Would you identify yourself, sir?
I'm Reverend Emmett G. Davis, the Executive Director of the North Suburban Organization for Fair Housing. There are a couple of points that I want to speak to, particularly to get back to originally the way we started out.
Yes.
We're caught now in this trap between whether we're going to follow Dr. Martin Luther King with a nonviolent approach or whether we're going to follow my friend Russ Meeks here with a violent approach. We're at a loss to know what to do. We tried Dr. King. We're afraid to try Meeks.
Are you afraid
So
to try
what do we
Meeks?
do?
You're afraid to try Meeks?
Some of the people on the North Shore are afraid. They've gotten a little sophistication because they've been able to move to the
Are
North
these
Shore.
Negroes you're talking about?
Negroes, yes.
Middle-class Negroes.
They've been calling the police department in Evanston, hoping there's not going to be a riot in Evanston.
Do you see? You heard what he said, right? You heard what he said. See, Nat, that's where you live at. See, I live in the projects. That's Nat. That's where Nat live up in the uppity neighborhoods. Okay? Where we scared they're gonna start a riot. We don't know if we're ready for them to do a riot. And see, I live in the projects. I can handle a riot or two.
Nah, not in those projects.
So Nat, that's you. This guy representing your neighborhood. He said the upper middle class. Is that what he said? Or the middle class? The middle class Negroes. He wanted to clarify that. You talking about he said the north side, and then he said you talking about the middle class Negro.
No, that's what the white guy asked him.
Yeah, I know. That's what I know. He wanted him to clarify it. He said we don't know what to do. We don't look.
No, he was being rhetorical. If you play it a little bit more, you'll see.
No, I'm talking about the black guy. Talking about
That's what I'm saying. The black guy is being rhetorical. He wasn't being literal.
I know he wasn't being literal, but the problem is I'm scared. We don't know what to do.
No, just keep playing the clip.
I don't know if I should or not.
But
they are afraid too. Now, how do you reach these kind of people?
Well, you feel
I wish Mr. Meeks could tell us this.
The middle-class Negroes.
The middle-class Negroes who have become complacent, who fear the revolutionary lower to lower economic class Negroes.
Well, Mr. Meek, you want to respond to that?
Yeah, I'd like to respond because I think that you sound like a reverend. Thank goodness there's some people like you left. I might even come to your church one day and see what you have to say. Man, what a breath of fresh air. I want to say this because, see, first of all, there's a mistaken notion. The Watts study, which they just bought out, proved that the middle class black man is much more violent than the so-called lower strata.
Well, that differs from what he was saying.
Well, you see, when you talk about people in North Shore, see, here's the point, I'm talking to black folk now, that no matter what happens, the dialectics of the situation are going to make you either get off the fence or crawl in a hole in the ground.
Woo.
It is the ability to take your own resources and develop a culture, a society, a community of our own, the way we want it, free from white interference. And we give you the same privilege. We're not interested in interracial housing. We don't want your neighborhood. We want ours to be just as good. See, we don't want a store in your neighborhood. We don't want you coming in our neighborhood and open up stores and exploiting us and then go home and throw a bomb if we move next door out in the suburbs. We don't want your schools, but we want our schools to be the highest and the best possible for our black progeny. See, what people don't understand, we are saying, and we're not asking. You see, the die is cast, as I said, we're not asking, we're saying this is the way it's going to be.
Well, Mr. Meek, why do you feel, as an example, just to zero in on this, why do you personally feel that Martin Luther King's way is not the way to work?
Well, it's very simple to me because it hasn't worked.
He's talking about new techniques, tying up the city.
You don't tie up no city. You don't tie up a city. There's no such thing as massive civil disobedience. There's two things. There's you either have a revolution because the moment he tries that, the police force with the live bullets from every day talk about going to open up on him. And what's he going to do about the black folks laying out in the street with blood running out of their bodies? You think that then he's going to lose control? Then he's going to run and call the president and say, send the troops in. You see?
Let me ask you a question. What if every Negro employee of the CTA picked one day in September to get sick? Wouldn't that tie up the city?
No, they'd get tired, they put white folks in the place.
From the Catholic Interracial Council. I'm also a Democrat, and about 1,000 years ago, there was a Greek philosopher who said that those who do injustice are more harmed.
Okay, that was it.
Watch what magnesium does to your bowels.
If you have to wait.
That was it. That was getting good in there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, wow, that took me to a whole nother feather. But yeah, I was getting really enthralled in that because this is what is exactly going on now. Now, believe it or not, you guys, we have not had that conversation again. We have not had that conversation again about what needs to be done because believe it or not, you guys, we're still there. Y'all know right here in Alexandria, Pineville, DeVille, you know we're still in the middle of it. You heard that middle class man more dangerous. Yeah, you oh yeah, I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying. But see, I need that theory. I need that theory, Nat, because if a middle class man, well, you know why? Because I'll tell you why. Because, well, one of the reasons that went through my head. One of the reasons is because you guys have to, middle class people have to hold up so much. Y'all gotta pretend so much. And I guess after a while that pretension gets, can become overwhelming for y'all. So y'all will be more aggressive and more dangerous. And then plus, we can't have those conversations. Yeah, we can. I think we should have them. I think we should have them. I think we should get people together in opposite of beliefs and talk about it. I think we should. I think we talked about that too, about having that. And let people come out that feels differently about us. Because right now, y'all, the way they have already proven it. They've proven it from the presidents, from the White House on down, how they feel. And let me tell y'all, despite what's going on in the White House, that's not changing how people feel toward us. Okay? That's not changing how a lot of people still have their ignorance in place. It's still there about Black folks. But let me tell you what I'm so proud of our Black folks. This is what I'm so proud of y'all, and I want y'all to hear this. I'm so proud y'all sitting back. I'm so proud y'all sitting back. Y'all ain't in the streets. There was a news reporter when that King's Day thing happened. No King's Day. He said he had to go look for Black folks in those protests. He had to go look for them because we were not out there. We were sprinkled in. You remember Malcolm X? Let me see what you're saying. You remember Malcolm X? Oh, Labadan had a town hall meeting and Red X had one the same day. Yeah. But we still can do it. Don't matter. It don't matter. Look, either they're going to come to one meeting or they're going to go to the other. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think it should be done again. I think we have enough education. We have enough people that has the education to have these conversations. If we have to start having these conversations among ourselves, there need to be done. Because you guys, we're going to be the ones who's being left behind. I'm just letting y'all know that. It might be a couple of them, like you said, the middle class Negroes that got out. That's not for everybody. That's not for everybody. Everybody ain't gonna get on that boat. Okay? Everybody ain't gonna get it riding that car. Everybody ain't gonna be over in that lane. We gotta figure out what we gotta do for ourselves. Look what has happened already with our government. We get comfortable. Now, did you hear what that preacher said too? He said they became complacent. Remember, that's one of my words. He became complacent because they got comfortable being around white folks. They got comfortable going into their stores. I bet you none of the middle class people will come into the Black neighborhoods and patronize any of the stores in the Black neighborhoods. They don't have a need to. They don't have a need to. It has already been proven that they suck resources out where there's a lot of Black people at anyway. Anytime there's marginalized impoverished people, the resources are sucked out. And look at your education system. Look at what you guys have been talking about with the way the superintendent takes and put money in certain schools. Look at the idea that your president is threatening HBCUs. And then people feel like they ignorant and wondering why we have HBCU, because you wouldn't allow us to come. Remember, we were trying to integrate because we got to be around them all the time, right? And that they said, no, you ain't coming to our schools. No, your black boys ain't gonna be around our white girls. Your black girls ain't gonna be around our white boys. So what we had to do, we had to create our own schools. That's what HBCUs come from. They weren't just dropped out of the sky. We had to have a way to be educated because they refused for us to go to their schools. And people who are ignorant to that fact makes me sick when they even bring that up. You didn't want us to go to your schools. That's the reason why we had to have our own schools. And we had to build all that up. We had to structure that up. But again, a lot of our white schools, a lot of our black schools are named what? After white people. A lot of our historical black colleges are named after white people. Because we can't do anything alone. We got to take them to the bathroom with us, like Dr. Claude Anderson said. They got to go to the bathroom with us. I'm just saying. Even our historical Peabody. Peabody was a white man. He was a white man. Bolton was a white man.
He was a Confederate general.
Exactly. Exactly. So the conversation needs to be had. The conversation needs to be had. Hey, Nat. Hey there, sir.
What's happening? How you doing?
Hey, upper class. Hey, middle class
Yes, ma'am.
Negro.
Yes, ma'am. That's me. That's me. Cause see, and the reason how everybody that's listening, the reason I'm more aggressive is because I'm scared to go back to where I come from. I don't want them to pull me back, and I don't want the other people to tell me I got to go. You understand what I'm saying? I'm scared for them to pull me back. I'm scared for my people to pull me back, and I'm scared for somebody else to tell me I got to go. So you messing with a dangerous, you messing with a ticking bomb. I mean, a ticking time bomb, and that's true.
I got you.
You see, it ain't by that you think you're more than nobody else. It's comfortability, and I think I'm comfortable in that neighborhood versus neighborhood I came up in. I'm not saying I'm right, but that's just what I believe.
I think you think you better. That's why I think you better.
Well, yeah, sometimes. No.
You think your boo boo don't stink. That's what I think.
Nah, and see, only black folks think like that. Only black folks think like that. It's a hard situation.
Live in black.
It's hard. Sometimes you be scared to go because you don't want nobody to be mad at you because you're leaving them. You know what I'm saying? This just facts.
Okay.
You really don't want to leave because I'm not gonna leave my people behind. God, if I gotta leave them behind, I really don't want to. So it's not a black and white thing, and it's not a bullshit thing. But now sometimes I might act like that. But us as black folks gotta understand that it's designed against us from the word go. You just got to do what you got to do to get out. And you ain't if if the if the neighborhoods were back like they was back in the 70s and 80s, yes, I would stay.
Mm-hmm.
But now you can't stay, because you think that you can move out and be safe. You see,
So okay,
and I'm not.
but okay, I get what you're saying, but that sounds kind of contradicting, because guess what?
What's
There's
that?
people who still live there in them same neighborhoods. And if
Okay,
people
how long
go
they
back,
been living there? How long they been living there?
I'm talking about people who grew up there, who lived there all their lives.
They don't want to go nowhere.
I'm talking about people who leave and come back because they're so tied to their communities. They don't have a problem with going back. They don't have any type of negative connotation about being around their people.
I went back the other day. I just didn't stay long. So, you trying to say move in and buy houses in the
I'm saying
neighborhood?
people do that. Yeah, people move back into their old neighborhoods. Yes, they do. And they help fix up their neighborhoods. It's people who do that. Yes, black folks.
No, you watching too much. I'm going to get you sucker, Miss McCall. I don't know what
Okay, all right.
no.
You say so. Okay. Okay.
Now,
But it's people
in
who
other
do that.
cities, yes, ma'am. I do agree. But no, you watching too much. I'm not. No. Hmm. They're gonna steal my stuff.
Okay.
I can't go back home. Yeah, they're gonna steal my stuff. I gotta lock my doors when I go back home.
Okay.
And guess what? You can't say it's all black people, because we got white people living in the ghetto too.
Well, there you go. There you go.
So it ain't black and white.
I don't give, I'm like Mr. Meade. I don't give two about that.
So it ain't,
I'm
it's
talking about
just
us. That's the problem. You the one who can't go to the bathroom by yourself. You got to take them with you. I'm talking about us. The only thing on my mind is us.
Well, you can't be like that in today's society.
Whatever. Yes, you can be whatever way you want to be.
No,
Stay
you
that
can't
way.
be like that. Ma'am, you can't be
Stay
like
that
that.
way.
Well, okay, answer this question. Example. When, with God damn it, the thing, commerce, Chamber of Commerce. You see what they doing to that, right? The Black Chamber of Commerce. You see that's gonna be minority Chamber of Commerce later on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, or they
Yeah.
could do this, because
So,
we got, like I said, we got to take them to the bathroom with them.
if we had better education when it came down to finances and stuff like that, we can make it. But we don't have better education when it comes down to finances. Because you were talking about how we buy all this high dollar stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't buy nothing of value. We'll put $50,000 in the car and we stay in the projects.
Yeah.
So what if we take that $50,000 and buy some land?
Mm-hmm.
You see, we don't have the financial mindset to get together and buy land and do stuff like that, because it's like it's a taboo. With the Willie Lynch letter, that, hey, you can't trust another black man. And
That's what
it's
I
a
said.
shame.
We have a habit of not being able to trust each other because we have been taught and trained not to trust each other.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
You know.
And see, we don't know what appreciation is and depreciation.
Nope.
We buy stuff to say, man, they will hate when they see me come down in this. That's the dumbest thing in the world to do. But yet still we do it.
Because
we don't want to buy no land.
We buy materialistic things, not of self-satisfaction. We buy it so other people can talk about how we got nice stuff.
That's what I'm saying. So we more financial leadership, financial literate. It might be next to you.
Okay,
See,
so So why aren't we, and this is not directed to you, so why aren't we teaching? Why don't we have these miniature classes going on talking about uh, economics? Why don't we talk about that? And I'm going to say this because I was one of those people. We used to have classes at the library. Matter of fact, me and Miss Tiffany Williams, we did a whole thing on Black economics. And we did a video, and people came in. We had a workshop. They had to answer questions. We just didn't get a chance to do another one. But we definitely had it going on down there at the library, at the Martin Luther King Library.
Yes, ma'am.
Videos
You know,
of
it's
how,
like,
huh?
What? It's like they're scared of financial literacy.
Well, and we
You
scared
hear
it.
me?
They already said by 2050 we will be poor. We literally will be poor by 2050 if we don't get rid of our money.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you know, and so we, like I say, we spend the money on stuff that don't make sense. If I tell you that, if I say, hey man, why don't you take that money and put down on some land? They'll tell me it ain't gonna do nothing. I'm be wasting money for nothing, paying taxes on it. This stuff that I go through with a lot of people, you see, they don't want to hear about stuff like that. We don't want to hear about stuff like that. But yet still, when you left behind,
Okay,
oh man, I should have. I wish I could have.
okay, so think about it from this standpoint. Talk to the people who want to hear it.
Mr. Carl, I'm I'm not doing it no more, Mr. Carl. I don't have the time or the energy to keep on putting it to grown ass people, Mr. Carl. I love to teach the kids and hope the kids have a chance. You coming from?
I hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm
Because listen,
listening.
I can direct the kids better because their mind's not already cool.
Gotcha. So
I can direct the kids better because the mind's not already messed up.
okay, so have you thought about putting together some webinars or classes for young kids to learn about money?
No. Oh, kids, yes, ma'am. Once again, listen, I got a little taste of money now, and the job I got, I can't be home every day, and I'm not quitting my job to teach no kids nothing, Mr. Carl.
Okay.
That ain't gonna happen.
Okay, so listen to what you're saying now. I'm going by what you're saying. Now, if you have a particular thing that you want to teach them, what makes you think you got to be at home to do it?
Because you got to be at home.
No, you don't. No, you
The
don't.
people, Mr. Carl,
You don't have to
listen,
be at
I'm
home.
in the middle of nowhere right now.
What?
How am I doing? A Zoom call?
You can do a Zoom. Yeah, you got plenty of what's the name to do it by. You invite particular kids to your class and you can do it by Zoom. You don't have to have a whole bunch of people. You start your classes off small. That's what they did back in the day when they was teaching them. They didn't have no whole long, big old room full of kids. They had small portions of kids to teach them how to do stuff. It's better when you have a smaller group. Oh, Nat left. It's better to have a smaller group. So I'm trying to figure out what's your next excuse. Because I know it can be done. All you got to do is make it happen. You know, that's my theory. You have the resources, you have the knowledge, there's tools that you can do. You can put together a work sheets to give them that their parents could download off you can do it through Google Docs. Try it again, because we still here. Try it again. You can do Google Docs and create a worksheet. And what you could do is you can have that worksheet emailed to the parents. Let them do that worksheet. The next time you have a Zoom meeting, y'all can talk about what's on that worksheet, see who did wrong, and tell how to correct them. You can do a whole class right by Zoom. You can do a whole class on Facebook. You on Facebook, you can go live on Facebook, and you can put it into a private a group and go live with that group. Just invite the people from that particular group to your live. Don't tell me technology, there's no excuse now. Technology is there. And I'm not talking AI. I'm talking about basic technology. I'm talking about you going live and talking to make you a group. And that's who you want to target. Then you make sure that in that group you can go live on your Facebook group. That's what you do. You on Facebook, create a group for just young kids and the parents. Invite the parents, tell the parents what you're gonna do, and you want them to join the group.
For me, no.
Okay, well,
No, because but listen, I already got a group that I'm teaching how to buy stocks, though, Mr. McCall.
Okay, so what? Okay, you talking stocks? We ain't talking stocks. We talking about basic math. We talking about economics.
Stocks is economics and financial literacy, Mr. McCall.
Financial literacy is not only about stocks. Financial literacy can cover a whole vast plethora of information on that.
It does, Mr. McCall. So you think I'm going to stress myself to you? No, I'm too pretty for that.
Well, okay.
Now listen now.
Now, anybody else listening to what you said, it can be done if you're interested in teaching young kids about basic math and basic how to be economically sound in the future. Anybody can do it. Anybody can set up a platform to teach kids.
You're right.
If the parents is there and watching, they can teach them. And if the parents is eager enough for them to learn all that, then they can be done. You can start miniature classrooms anywhere.
Yeah, you're right. But
So we can't complain. We can't complain about kids not know our kids. I'm talking about our kids. I ain't talking about nobody else's kids. Our kids not knowing stuff. We can't complain about that. We cannot. It won't make any sense.
But Mr.
Because
Cole,
there are a lot of children out here that graduated from high school and don't know how to add, subtract, or divide.
can't even count. That's why when they give me more money at the job at the cash register, I pull off with it. That ain't my fault. You can't count.
All right. But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, it's so many things that you can do, and with the internet. I mean, I'm just saying.
But Mr. McCall, listen, Mr. McCall. If we keep on saving folks, we're not gonna try to save themselves.
I got you.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now listen, I don't mind helping nobody. I don't mind teaching nobody who wants to learn. But I'm not gonna beg anybody to teach it. It makes sense what I'm saying? Because you beg us about, that look weird. Hey, let me teach your son how to do this and that. No, I'm not doing that. No. Now, if people want to know something, Mr. McCall, yes, I will teach. I will teach as much as I can. But I'm not begging to help nobody.
So is it really begging?
Because guess what? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because guess what? While we teaching the kids, what are they doing?
They sitting right there because they need to be right there with them.
Yeah. No, they ain't sitting right there. No, they trying to go hunt on.
No, because
I went through it already, Mr. McCall.
Okay. My issue that everybody has different issues, Everybody has different situations. That was just one situation. That's not a constant thing. That would be one of the stipulations for them to even sit down in your class, is that the parent has to be right there with
Yeah,
you. Those are your rules.
yeah. Because like I said, I used to mentor little boys, what you call,
I
and
know.
the ladies would drop the little boys off when they got men in the car. Well, goddamn, if you gonna hunch on, you can't help raise your child.
Well, the thing
He
is,
can't hunch on you nothing and not teach your child nothing.
okay. So the thing is, we're not talking about you going and being personally with them. We're talking about you actually being on the internet over in a webcam looking at them, and the parent will have to still. You would provide. I mean, you would make that as a rule that the parent has to sit right there with them. I'm serious.
You know what the
That was
parent gonna say? The parent, Miss McCall, what you saying is 100% right. It ain't the kids, it's the parents, Miss McCall. That's why these kids are falling behind. It's the parents. Some of these parents don't want their kid to learn nothing because they too scared they're gonna do better than they do in life. You see?
I
Like I
get
said,
you,
I don't have no problem with
but
the kid. I
those
don't have
type
no
of
problem with the kid.
kids, you already know those are not the type of kids that you're going to be directing. You got to remember, you have a target market. You already know what your target is. You're talking about people who's not going to do anything. I'm saying
Hmm.
have a target market of children that are willing, and the parents are willing to work together and learn something. I'm saying you have to know
Okay.
what your audience is.
Yes, ma'am. But this is what I dealt with. The kids want to learn, but the parents better one holding them back. That's what I've been dealing with.
Okay, so
You see
again,
what I'm saying?
I get you. So you need to
That's
change
all I'm
your.
saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but you need
Yeah.
to change
It
your
ain't.
target.
But see,
You
once
do.
again, now you say change target. It's like you're soliciting. You see what I'm saying?
It's not your soliciting. Okay, you already you. How did you get the kids? You solicited those kids, right? Didn't you? Didn't you?
Mm,
Yes,
nope.
you did. So how do you?
No, I
Okay,
didn't. No, I didn't.
okay, okay. So what happened? How did you get the kids?
Okay. First, one the mama called, and then the other ones, they got dropped off at my house. Out there, you know, and they want to know how that get to stay out there. And we started talking about money, and I told them, hey, look,
It's not the same
every
situation.
other weekend, man,
No, go ahead.
and I said every other weekend when I come in town, drop the kid, off on a Saturday morning, no problem. So the kids talk, and look, I just talk to them like regular people. I'm sorry about that. And
That's good.
it was working. But here's the thing. Now I only have so much time at home, so now you can't come get your child. But what happened is, like I said, it was basically it was an accident, and some kids I had learned they were fighting, and I brought them to my house because the guy said he was going to get a gun, and I brought those kids to my house, and they thought they was out of town, and I just started mentoring those guys just like that. It wasn't nothing on purpose. It was accidental, but it was for the good.
Okay, so
Um,
okay,
yes, ma'am. But I didn't go and say, "Hey, let me mentor your guys." No, no,
okay.
no, I didn't do
I
that.
got that. I got that. But I got what you're saying. That's why I said you're talking about an experience you had that has nothing to do with what the experience that I'm talking about.
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
understand what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, see,
This is a
yes,
whole
ma'am.
different experience. We can't complain about the children. We can't complain about anybody if we're not trying to at least put something out there. Okay? You can't do that. It doesn't make any sense to do that. Okay?
Yeah,
So if I said to
yeah,
you, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
yes, ma'am.
So if I said to you and you explain why, I got why you saying that. You're saying because you don't have enough time, you come home, you want to deal with your family, and that's it. I get that. But if there was an opportunity that you had time to start with the basic economics, the basic financial literacy, it's not hard for it to be done without you having to be at home, without you having to stand in front of these kids, without you having to be in the same spot these kids are. The only way that you
Yes,
would be in
ma'am.
the same place with them is only when you're doing your virtual, because it's considered virtual teaching. When you're doing it that
Yes,
way,
ma'am.
you would want
Okay.
one of the rules is the parent has to be there, because you're not going to have the kid for forever. Maybe 20 to 30-minute
Yeah.
class you could have with them, and then when they come back to class, they got to come back to the class with homework. Now, if the mother
Yeah.
and dad or whoever is with them saying, okay, I want to try some of that, then you email them a worksheet, let them download it, and then they can do it, and then you can talk about it when you come back together the next time. You set up your own schedule,
Yes,
man.
ma'am.
You come on Facebook all the time live. You pop up on mine all the time. So my thing is, don't
We.
you know me. You know me. You can give me all
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
lame excuses all day long, and I'm gonna keep giving you great ideas. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm just
But
saying.
see, right now, I'm not into teaching financial literacy. I'm teaching them how to make some money right now.
That's,
You don't
so
know what I
financial
did? You know
literacy
what?
is not making money.
Hold on. You know what I did this weekend? I went to Sutherland's and I bought PVC pipe.
Okay.
I don't need PVC pipe. I bought PVC pipe. I bought L's, 90 degrees, wires, and all. I'm gonna teach kids how to do plumbing work. Now, you want to know why? You want to know how? We got Legos, right? We build all this stuff with the Lego blocks, and they don't teach us a damn thing. So if I give these kids these PVC pipe and tell them, hey, look, I need y'all to make this right here. And if you could make this, Mr. Call, then you could do plumbing. You understand what I'm saying? You see, so you got to learn how to get the money, then how to manage the
But
money.
you just said that you
If you
don't have
understand,
time for anything. But you just said what you did this
no,
week. Was that your grandkids that you did that with?
now it was just on my mind. It been on my mind. I just ain't never had time. So when I went to Southern, I bought the pipe. No, I haven't done it yet.
Oh.
And a whole lot of air. So when I get ready to do it, I'm gonna draw something and I'm gonna tell them to make it. And if you can make it, then that's plumbing, Miss McCall.
Gotcha.
You see, but I ain't got time for their mamas and daddies. You see, but that's the stuff I want to do is more hands on. Because a lot of these kids Mr. Call don't know damn things, McCall.
I know.
They don't know how to put air in the tire, Mr. McCall. They don't know how to cut grass. They don't know how to do nothing. Some of these kids, right now, Mr. McCall, I got some wallets, right? And I got something to do with wallets. A lot of these young boys don't have wallets, Mr. McCall. You know what a wallet is to a young boy? You know how to make a young man feel to have a wallet. They got some money there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a purse to a young lady. They feel special. So I got stuff I want to do, but it's just I ain't knocking my job. It's just I can't afford to do what I want to do and be home every day.
And I'm just telling
I got to stay out there
and I'm telling you, you don't have to be at home. I'm just telling you, there's other alternatives to do what you're trying to do. That's all I'm saying.
This got to be hands on, Mr. Call.
So what do you think YouTube is? How do you think YouTube is the way it is? Why do everybody run to YouTube with a how-to thing? Huh? It's the same thing.
This what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get the kids, Mr. Call. Whose attention span ain't long as a fingernail. They're not gonna get on YouTube and learn. Their daddies don't even get on YouTube and learn a damn thing.
See,
so what I'm saying, man.
I think more of it is the demographic of people that you're talking about. I really do. I think you're basing everything off of the people that you deal with, that you have had interactions with.
Yeah,
I think a lot of other kids and a lot of people are missing out because you're cornholed on this one group of demographic of people. That's what I really believe.
That
I do.
that may be true. That right there more than likely is true right there.
Yeah, yeah. You got to
That
and that's
because
why I
some
said,
people want to learn.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, some people want to learn. That may be it right there. Because
And
I
you're
don't
missing
know.
out on those people who want to learn because you're
Yeah,
concentrating on one type of people or type of children. You understand what I'm
that
saying?
well, that's all I.
I
Yeah, I
understand.
was
I
going to
know.
say that's all I know, but I'm
I
lying.
know. I
No,
know. I know what
no,
you're
I'm
saying.
lying because it has ladies this. Well, it actually has ladies that say, "Hey, Nat, when you start this, let me know. I'll bring my child." And they're different from other people that I should deal with. So you all
Exactly.
right? You all right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't want to
So
seem like a weirdo, you know. Hey, let me help your son. All right.
no,
That
you
sounds
don't
weird,
do it
don't it?
like that. Nope, you don't do it like that.
Oh,
You don't do it like that. There's the way to do it.
You gotta have a sign up sheet.
yeah, that sounds weird as heck.
Yeah, yeah. You have to.
Yeah, that's all weird, man.
No, you have to.
Hey, let me see your son real quick.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I just need it for
That's all
30
I'm saying.
minutes.
Call that sound weird
I
as
just need
hell.
it for 30. I just need
Yeah,
it for
man,
30
I'm
minutes.
going to jail. I'm going to jail. I do some stuff like that. No. So,
No,
but and they
you
got
know
people
what
out
I'm
there
saying.
that's willing to
Yeah,
learn.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Well,
And you're missing out
when
on
you
that.
well, like I say, I know it's my fault because it's the same. You hang around the same old people and stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
happens.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that is.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But we as
There's a
black
lot.
people, like I say,
It's a lot of
now,
young black men and women who would love to learn stuff. And the reason why I say that, I learned that back in the day, and I learned that when I was over that summer program that I created at Christian Life. There was a lot of kids that wanted to learn something different. They just didn't have anybody around that to actually do that. So that's why I say what I say, because I've had that same mindset on certain people that I've dealt with. Okay, they want to, but they got all this stuff going on. But there's also people who saying, "Hey, can you teach me how to do that? Will you be willing to teach me that? I would like to know how to do that." So I mean, there's
yeah.
the
And that's
dynamics,
what I'm doing.
Hmm?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm doing with people teaching them how to buy stocks and stuff like that. And give them
Mm-hmm.
stock tips. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how I get into that, but I got into it and I learned it. And I don't mind teaching people, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to say, hey, let me teach you.
Yeah.
So
I know what you're saying. You're not gonna ask people, and I get that.
yeah.
You want them to come to you.
Well, if not really, if they got a question about it and they need to know more, oh yeah, man, I got you all the way.
Mm-hmm.
But that hey, look, let me help you. No, because I'll be a weirdo.
No, you won't be a
And they'll put that
weirdo.
on
No, you
they'll
won't.
put that on the tab.
No,
What's my call?
no,
Mm,
Nat. Now
huh?
you know that if you were to do something in that realm, you would definitely have it all set up. You would have a plan of action. You would have it all written up. You would have all of that stuff already been put together. You're not going to just walk up to
Yes, ma'am.
somebody and do that. You know that
Yeah,
already.
and that's how I got it in this group. I mean, it's really laid out, and it's
Mm-hmm.
people that folks wouldn't expect to listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I'm talking
yeah,
about
but
people that
they'll be all right. Mm-mm.
you
If
listen
they
to
want
him.
to learn something, they'll stick around and learn. If they don't, then they'll get it
Oh,
somewhere else, or they won't get it at
oh
all.
no. Oh, they do. They. And Mr. McCall, it's about 25, 27 people.
That's good.
You see, nobody knows this though because I
Mm-hmm.
don't broadcast.
I got
The only
you.
people know is the ones that know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and You know, so like I said, I don't mind helping, but it got to be stipulations on some stuff.
And you can put the stipulation. It's your program. You can put the stipulations into the disclaimers, the rules and regulations, and the policies. It's your program.
Yeah.
That's your authority.
These parents, boy, yeah. Woo.
That's why you got to get out the people that you got to get around the people that you know ain't gonna do nothing. I mean, think about it. That we try to make things complicated, and then we want to put excuses behind the complication. You can't do that. That don't make any sense.
No, we're not making it complicated. People.
Don't deal with them. Don't deal with them. Don't deal with them. Move on. Move on to the next. And
they really won't.
Go ahead,
ma'am. And they really looking for stuff like that. People really looking for it.
I told you that.
Ooh, it's hard. But go say what you're gonna say.
No. I was just saying you move on to the next group. It's too many people out there. It's according to the population. What is 40 million people? 40 million black folks. It's too many black people out here with kids. Let's not exclude the kids that would love for their kids to learn something different. You know, you just got to know, and it goes back to the target marketing, knowing who to target your program.
There you go, marketing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just the market in me. I'm sorry.
Marketing.
You just got to know who your target market is. And it's not even about you making a sale. It's just you getting the group of people like you got right now, just being able to attract that group of people that's going to be very interested in what you're doing and actually want to learn it. That's all. I'm in the wrong.
You ever heard this? You ever heard that thing they say? Let those who have ears hear. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And they will hear. They will.
Hold on. You home every day in Alexandria?
I sure am. And guess what?
Man.
I'm home every day in Alexandria. You're right. And guess what I do? I do stuff. I make stuff happen.
Home every day.
Okay. I talk to African American women. That's who I talk to. That's my target market. I talk to them to encourage them to understand who they are. I talk about self-care. I talk about them promoting themselves.
You don't know what it is?
I talk about motivating.
Promoting?
Motivating them. Because the most unprotected woman is the black woman. The most disrespected woman is the black woman. Do you hear what I just gave you? Points why I do what I do. The most ignored woman is the black woman. The most mistreated woman is the black woman. That's my heart. Always have been.
What? So check this out.
What?
We got to do some local news because we've been 2.5 hours in on.
So who cares? No, just go ahead. Go ahead.
Check this out, Dad. What'd you say about them? What'd you say about the Black Chambers?
What happened? I don't get I don't know what you're saying.
Are you reading the screen?
No, can you move that what's the name over there? Move that off the screen. Yeah. What's going on? Are they all together? You see that, Nat?
What's that?
Is that them all
What's that, Mr.
together?
McCall?
Are you looking at the screen? Can you see?
Yeah, but I got
Okay.
remember.
Bernard, that's the Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, so the YPG of Sinlaw hosted the 2025 Class of Sinlaw Forward and Central Louisiana's 4 Under 40 Awards luncheon. The program is an initiative of YPG and the Central Louisiana Regional Chamber of Commerce to honor those under 40 years of age who are making an impact and improving the communities of the Central Louisiana region and beyond. Congratulations to all those who received the award, and an extra special congratulations to the Chamber of Commerce Emerging Leader recipient Caitlin Coombs of Explore Alexandria Pineville. The 4 Under 40 was Dr. Curtis Lewis, Department Chair of Air Force JLTC at Bolton School and Chairman of GATA, Caitlin Billingsley, Chief Marketing Officer at Kinetics, Kel Bontown, Founder and Creative Director of Bontown Media, David Perry, President of Distran Package Substation and Crest Industries. The Central Louisiana Regional Chamber of Commerce Emerging Leader, Caitlin Coombs, Explore Alexandria, blah, 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 blah. Outstanding Volunteer, Matt Corey. Right? So, as you can see, our words about how the Central Louisiana the Central Louisiana Chamber of Commerce treats its Black people in the community that they serve, they heard our voice, and now they're integrating a little bit. Not much, but just a little bit. Oh, there's a little bit. There's a little bit. Oh, nope, back to all white. Oh, nope, back to all white. Oh, nope, back to you know what I'm saying? But ironically, the 2 Black people that I know are there is Kel Bontown and Curtis. They both are not pictured.
Dr. Curtis Lewis.
Yeah, C-Ray.
Yeah.
So also don't forget that essentially the Chamber of Commerce wants that money from GATA, by the way. Remember, because GATA cuts into their profit share somehow.
I don't even speak of Gator. That man's still trying to sue Gator. He not even on the board no more.
Yeah.
And then, they got a picture of Kel Bontown, and he's Black. They'd have him listed, but again, this is their page, right? They could have took a picture with everybody that won, but they got one. That guy. I don't even know him, and I ain't gonna say nothing bad about him because I don't know him. But that's white. That's about white. Yep, that's about white. Yep, that's about white. You see what I'm saying? So look. I ain't saying nothing but what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, Mr. Leader, did you see Gator bought their new building?
My bad. I gotta add this in. So guess who else got an award? Stephen Maxwell. The guy that just got back here like 6 months ago.
What? Wait a minute. Stephen Maxwell got an award too?
Mm-hmm.
Award, he just came back home.
That's all the game, Mr. McCall.
Oh Lord.
It's all the game.
Oh,
it's all the game.
Ain't
So,
that some stuff?
If you're wondering why Jock Roy brought him back, well, this is one of those perks. It looks good on the resume.
That's
Yep.
That's interesting.
So Mr. McCall, did you see Gator got their new building today?
Yeah, I saw they bought. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting right there. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that was interesting. Right across from the courthouse.
It's downtown, Miss McCall. Woo wee.
Is right.
This lady right here, boy. This lady. This lady.
I got to take a look before. We got to take a look before. You can walk right across the courthouse.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we did when we working on a campaign, we did some of our videotapes in that what's the name?
I'm calling the police on them. Yeah. Nah, I'm calling the police. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm calling the police. It got we call it Guatemala choo-choo train. Them people be pulling 4 or 5 cars at one time, and then they got to have a car stuffed inside the U-Haul. They be pulling that too. Let me going down. Yeah, we call it the Guatemala choo-choo train.
Oh my
Hold
God.
on.
I got something else to say too. And I'm not going to show it, but me and my husband had the conversation about the young man who was on top of the Huddle House.
Off subject.
Go ahead.
I can't talk about that. I got reprimanded already.
You got reprimanded?
Yes, ma'am. Go on. You can talk. I can't.
Okay, so my thing is, and if there was a mental health crisis there, I could see something. I don't know what that was about, but I do, because they never said who the young man was. And Tavares, I think Tavares said it, that they got some drugs out there that ain't no joke now.
Exactly.
And they're on the streets now. See, with that black man, he'll probably go to jail.
Not right off because it's publicized.
Yeah.
It's publicized.
Gotcha.
But boy, if it didn't have no cameras right there, they'd go skin his ass up, or ooh, he never would have made it.
Oh yeah.
He never would have made it. Mr. McCall, they got some drugs now that make you take off your clothes and walk down the street buck naked. That's what they got on these streets right now. And see, and we think we pharmacists and scientists, we can't even we can't make a good batch of Kool-Aid, but we want to start mixing this stuff up.
You right. Yeah.
Well, you know they getting instruction from somewhere, right? They're not just freestyling.
No, they're not freestyling. But you got to add this and you got to add that. And like I say, we can't make a batch of Kool-Aid. Can't make a pecan pie. You want to be a scientist going there,
Like I made a comment on KLB about the young man selling drugs. I basically said there should be an age limit to selling drugs. And I didn't mince my words. I said what I said. And there should be. We shouldn't be at 50 and 60 years old still selling drugs. Okay.
Mr. McCall, you wrong. You wrong, Mr. McCall.
I'm right.
Mr. McCall, you didn't say not to sell drugs. You didn't say not to sell drugs. You said it should be an age limit on it.
You know,
you didn't say not to sell drugs.
I just caught that when you said.
How I'm supposed to teach the kids when they learn stuff like this? Hey, you can do this till you make 30 years old. You know that, right? Come on.
My God, you're so right. Oh, you are so right. I am so wrong. I didn't even think about that. Oh my God.
Oh, she said age limit on it. Wow. It's all good. Just don't get caught. That ain't. You see what I got to fight against?
You know, I gotta do this every day.
No, that's funny. That is funny.
You can't tell them that, Mr. McCall. I mean, you can stop at 30 years old. You know that, right? Yeah. No. Don't do it at all. Y'all, this is educational purposes only. People just don't. Yeah. Gotta block that out. She's getting tired.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
And see, now think about it, Mr. McCall. This the same 52 years old. He need to be out there teaching the young boy how to be a man.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem, Mr. McCall. You see what I'm saying? See stuff like that? That's what make it hard right there, Mr. McCall. You know what they're telling? You know what he'll tell a young man about me? I'm a square.
Yeah.
I'm a square. Man, I wouldn't be out there working, driving the truck like that. But look, I don't take chances on, boy. I can't even speed. My truck goes 65 miles an hour, and I laugh all the way to the bank. But he'll tell a young man, I'm a square. See, you got to fight stuff like that. That's hard to fight when he flashing money and he ain't telling the kids the other side of it.
That's right. That's right. You're right. You're
You
right.
see,
That is
and
something
that's
that
what,
we're going against.
yeah, that's what you're fighting against, Mr. Carl.
That fast
Man, I'm
forward.
shining. Yeah, man, I'm shining, man. I got this here, man. Yeah, but guess what? You stay in an apartment somewhere, and you scared to come outside. You see, now these same kids see this in their neighborhood. Man, I want to be like him. He got this, he got that. Man, what? Man, that ain't nothing but a square, man. Only thing you do is work and go home. You damn right. Yeah, and go in my icebox anytime I get ready. Yeah, man, look here. So the kids see that right there. So it's hard for them to pay attention to something that they're only going to see every once in a while.
Exactly.
That's where the problem comes in, man.
Yeah.
You see, he got more influence than I do, and his influence ain't going to be good. You can't tell him do as I say and not as I do.
Nope.
You see, and now he might be getting his child once a month and stuff like that. Then the mama got him; she trying to steer the child the right way. So I got to fight against what the daddy or the baby daddy trying to teach him. And he ain't trying to teach him how to sell dope, but he's teaching because because he's around him all the time. Your dad ain't got no job, but he got a pocket full of money. Mr. Nat, how come you ain't got a pocket full of money? Mr. Nat got money. I mean, Mr. Nat got sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the most your daddy got in his pocket. If he could tell you how much money he got, then he ain't got enough money.
If you know
But I got
exactly.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, especially when you're trying to reach those kids. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying to you, maybe those are not the kids you need to be trying to reach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Right.
you're hitting up two bricks. You're hitting up against the mom and you're hitting up against the daddy. So is that really where you want to be, or you want two parents that definitely want to see their children do better, right?
Yeah. Just ma'am. And they got women out there like that. They in my hand. They ask me, hey, Mr. Nat, you gonna do this? And like I say, them the ones I would help.
Exactly.
And them the ones that I'm trying to help. So once again, the marketing thing, that's the word that gets me. Marketing, I'm not selling nothing.
I didn't say
But
you had to. I didn't say you had to do that. Okay.
I know.
Was just saying. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Just sound like,
Tavares.
What you got up there, Tavares?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I'm fighting these racists at the same time over on a whole nother post. But make plans to attend the 112th annual meeting on December 3rd. What's 112 years ago? Somebody do that for me. What's 112 years ago? What year was that?
1913, huh?
Wait a minute. 1913?
What was black people doing in 1913 in Alexandria?
Slavery was over because slavery.
Nah, we hadn't even got the did we get the Reconstruction by then? We definitely was in the black.
Was it the Great Depression that hit around there, 1913?
100 years ago? Hold up. Let me see.
What was the Great Depression? It wasn't the 1930s. I think it was 1913.
That was 1913.
The Great Depression. Yeah, the Great Depression.
The Great Depression?
So during the Great Depression, during the Great Depression, let me add the preface to this. In Alexandria, Louisiana, they founded the Central Louisiana Regional Chamber of Commerce. And they've been having meetings ever since, annually.
Yeah, probably KKK rallies too.
The annual meeting and luncheon celebrates the 2025 accomplishments of the Central Louisiana Chamber and provides an opportunity for Chamber board leadership, investors, and members to discuss initiatives for 2026. The program will include recognition of 2025 officers, board members, and volunteers. The board chair, officers, and board for 2026 will be introduced.
Okay, so
and the keynote speaker is Jonathan Martin.
Okay, so who's that?
Royal Martin.
Oh. The Great Depression began in 1929, so that was way before.
1929.
This is pre-depression.
Yeah, and it lasted till 1939.
Yeah, that's what damn near at. Jesus. We'll be, and you know, as black people right now, Mr. McCall, I wish we quit worrying about those damn Epstein files.
I wish we would stop worrying about it. I mean, it's an interesting conversation, but
That's
it's
all
not
it
really
is.
a big old thing we need to be worried about because we ain't in them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's gossip. It's gossip.
It's like a big
It happened.
gossip. Yeah.
Yeah, it happened, and ain't nobody go to jail for it.
Ain't nobody going to jail.
Well, I don't know, right? Because at this point, all right, so all these red hat motherfuckers, excuse my language, all these red hat motherfuckers are being exposed for who they really are. It's not the fact that Trump said anything about immigrants. It's not the fact that Trump said anything about the budget. They align with Trump because they're just like him.
Yeah, but Trump ain't no soup line right about now, though, Bar.
Well, he's never going to be in the soup line. That's what all this stealing and grifting is for.
Yeah, so he's a billionaire now. Y'all know that, right?
So let's talk about 1913. In 1913, Black people faced significant challenges, including the implementation of racial segregation in the U.S. federal government by President Wilson. Concurrently, they were also beginning the Great Migration to northern cities for better opportunities, advocating for civil rights through organizations like the NAACP and participating in the suffrage movement. Despite facing discrimination within it, in South Africa, the natives land, okay, yeah, who cares about that part? So during this time that the Chambers of Commerce in Alexandria was being founded, they were implementing segregation.
Interesting. So you already know it wasn't no minority chamber of commerce.
We the ones that found it. We're the first board members. Us, we are, of the Alexandria Regional Black Chamber of Commerce.
No,
and that
we're
was in 2020.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Okay, so there was an Alexandria Regional Black Chamber of Commerce before we
It
started.
wasn't by that name. It wasn't by the name.
You're talking about by the name. I'm talking about the people that actually manned the station. We were the first ones.
No, we're not. Tony
Who
Brown had the business lead. They're
That's, I'm not, man. Listen, no offense to Tony Brown. I don't believe that shit, if it really worked, you would be able to see
it. Okay.
Mr. McCall, Mr. McCall, if I'm fishing, if I'm throwing the rod into the water and trying to catch a fish, that's fishing. If I'm throwing the baseball bat in the water trying to catch a fish, that's totally something else, Mr. McCall. That's totally something else, Mr. McCall. And you got to understand what the bar is coming from. See, Mr. McCall, sometimes you don't know what you are. And sometimes you try to hide that what you are because you don't know what you are.
Gotcha.
And this is what I'm saying, Mr. McCall. When y'all was trying to teach people how to get those contracts, teach them how to get the horticulture licenses and all this stuff right there, who else in Alexandria was doing?
Nope. None of them came up front and said they wanted to do it. You're right.
Who else did it before that?
I know of Mr. Porter, other than Mr. Porter. I don't know anybody else who was doing that.
When you started the business academy school, what did they do? They started partnering with LSUA.
They sure did. You're right. You 100% correct.
So anytime your energy could make somebody else do something.
Okay.
You see, so anytime your energy can make somebody else do, how they say, make somebody move in a defined manner, then you got the power.
Okay.
You see, because nobody was teaching these Negroes how to get those horticulture licenses. And y'all did what y'all have to do and did what y'all was doing. And they didn't even want to take the damn lead to get them. And they sat dead on their ass and cried and talking about, well, we can't never get no contracts. What dumbass nigga, when the people trying to help y'all, what did y'all do? oh, I don't like them. I ain't gonna go to here. You see how dumb that sound, Mr. McCall?
Yeah,
And then to top it all off, y'all wasn't even charging a damn single penny. I'd have charged their ass.
Nope.
That's what I'd have done to them. I'd have charged them. Cause just you'll pay them white folks to teach you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see? So folks can't say they didn't have the help. They didn't want to take it. And it's from grown people who always sit up there crying, talking about, we can't never get no contract for the city. First of all, you ain't got a damn piece of wide rule paper that have nothing on there. And then when somebody trying to teach you something, well, I don't like them, so I ain't gonna go learn from them. You hurting yourself. And then I'll teach you for free.
Yeah. And then what's so
Free.
weird, y'all, they weren't talking horticulture, like what's the name? They changed the rules on them. They changed the rules. Because that wasn't until black folks was trying to put in the what's the name, the rules got changed on.
Yeah.
Sure did.
And y'all gonna try to teach people. Get up out your bed. Offer all your help and what they do.
I get
You see,
what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I don't see nobody teaching.
Nope.
And they still ain't getting contracts.
And they sure didn't. And they still ain't got no contract. Because who got it? What's this called? Yankee Clipper? And who else got
Yankee
it?
Clipper.
Yankee Clipper and there's another one. Because remember they were bidding on them. It's another company that got it. They both the ones who did for the city.
Yeah. The only thing you got is a right. The only thing you got is a.
I don't think he have any black contracts. I don't think they have any black
No.
contracts. None.
And I don't feel bad for them because, like I say, Mr. McCall, when y'all try to do what y'all was doing for free, and they didn't take a chance to get it, and listen, I'm sorry. Hey, homeboy, we talking about cutting 2 acres. If you got a push mower that barely work, ain't got no oil in there, and your weed is restrained, you don't even want to stay out so long enough to trim that. We can't use it.
Yeah, we can't do it.
We can't use it.
I'm sorry.
So it's just Mr. McCall. Like I say, it's man, Mr. McCall. We some and let me tell you something. I'm thankful for Tavares because now I understand what I go through. What they call that compassion fatigue.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, I didn't know what that was till Tavares taught me that. Because I was like, man, hell with these Negroes. Tavares said, no, you're gonna do compassion fatigue. You see, so I understand that now. So I don't be. But Mr. McCall, you'd have done some stuff around here, Mr. McCall. Y'all done some stuff.
I forgot all about a lot of stuff. Yeah, if you or Tavares don't say nothing, or Mr. Porter, I forget about a lot of stuff we were doing.
Because it's from the heart.
Yeah, exactly. It ain't.
It's from the heart.
Try to help people.
Yeah, that's like, okay, I'm raising money for these kids at the JAG program at Alexander Middle Magnet. Well, I was off 2 or 3 days. I went to Alexander Middle Magnet because I'm not going to ask nobody to do nothing, and I'm not knowing what's behind it. And the people didn't ask me to do this. I see what the people are doing. They're trying to really breed the kids just to teach them how to go get jobs. And they're taking the different colleges and stuff like that. So that's why I'm geared towards the kids now, because the old folks, the older people, and I'm geared between the kids, and I'm stopping right at 55. 45. Because I help the older people, but that little sweet spot, 21 to 45, I can't do nothing for you. I can't do nothing. 50, I can't do nothing for you. I can't do nothing for you. You don't want to fight. So I help the kids and the old folks. That's all I can do. So I'm sorry, Tavares. You was doing something else, Tavares?
No, that was it.
I got one more thing before we go. Go ahead, Nat. Keep talking. Y'all can keep talking. I got one more thing I want to tell y'all before we leave.
Yeah, but Tavares, like you say, Tavares, it's some stuff that and folks don't even know that we're involved in it because we don't brag. We don't say nothing about it.
We'll say something after a while, but it ain't something we talk about all the time.
Yeah. And see, we want to get together and be a so see, Alexandria is more like a try to be a social status.
Mm,
We want to party and
yeah,
masquerade and stuff like that. We don't really want to do no damn business, Mr. McCall.
yeah, that's right.
Because let me tell you something. Just look, Mr. McCall. Today I asked my group. Who all got a business, right? And I don't think nobody listening. Every month I'm gonna give somebody in the business some money
Mm-hmm.
because it might help them for something.
Yeah, right.
Do I have to do this? No, I don't have to do this. But I don't. My thing is, why not do it?
Mm-hmm.
So if I just give you $200, it might not be much. But hell, you might need a new tire for. I got one lady that drive a truck, must be called in the group. She's a whole truck driver. I know she make money. That ain't my business that she make money though.
Yeah,
Why not help her a little bit? You see what I'm saying? Why not help her? This month I might give her some money. Next month I might give somebody else some money, and then we all just start saving $25 and just taking care of the. Every month get somebody in the group. Every month get everybody in the business. They got a business some money. It ain't gonna hurt us.
Nope.
I know it ain't gonna hurt us. You know why? Because I told them to buy something at 56 cents and they bought it, and now it's over $2. So I know damn well it ain't hurting.
Nope.
If they bought it like I told them to buy it, they got some money.
You're right.
You see.
You're right.
So
I did have one more thing. So I'm perusing. I'm perusing the Chamber of Commerce. So congratulations to Gold Wings, Bruisers, and Rundle. You know them people, Gold Wings, celebrating 75 years of service. Let's see if we can find a black person.
you might be looking for the janitor.
Look at that. Is that alcoholic back there? Put it back. Ain't that Greg Upton? Is that Greg Upton?
I don't know what he looks like.
I can't remember if that's him or not.
But, I didn't even see, you know what? Would have been a good look for them to take a picture of the goddamn O'Dara.
Yeah, I see
no, he's not there. No, not on our page. I ain't saying this right.
He said he ain't on our page. He said he ain't on there. So they ain't got no white folks here. It's plenty of white folks here.
Did you see this about the Walmart?
No.
Oh, by the way, immediate positions are available for the CEO of United Way of Central Louisiana.
Wow. They need a CEO?
So if you're wondering why the homeless are homeless the way they are and why the community isn't any better than what it was 15, 20 years ago. Well, because these organizations that pretend to help people really aren't. They never really have. Which goes back
especially when they stop.
Business League.
What up?
Go ahead. What'd you say?
Business League.
Oh, what'd you say, Matt?
Especially when them same people stop another organization that's trying to help people, like they did Miss Candy Kristoff.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you know what, Miss McCall? It wasn't about the organization. It was about she was a black lady. Yep. I'm gonna call it what it is.
That's exactly what it was.
It was a black lady.
We got a groundbreaking ceremony at the new electrical substation manufacturing facility at the Port Private Partnership. It's $23.5 million investment. Let's count the black people.
So what a black black Chamber of Commerce and what they doing? Oh, they boy. Abu Kitchen is not a business.
Look who's here.
Who? Oh, of course he's gonna be there. Of course.
What it is?
The mayor is gonna be there.
Oh, look who else. I thought that was Willard. Yeah, so again, growing our regions and growing jobs, where are the black folks? Jobs for who?
Jobs already took them.
Over there dancing the goddamn popping the flag fans.
Yeah, we're popping the fan. Okay.
But
I'm gonna leave y'all.
a boot kitchen is not a good business.
You said a boot kitchen. What's a boot kitchen?
When you do have it in the kitchen,
Would you stop? Would you stop? Stop.
okay,
You said,
okay, I'm gonna stop.
oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Hold up. Let's leave off with a laugh, you guys. Let's leave off with a laugh.
Fall back on people.
Because I don't do warnings twice. You saw the vibe expire. That was your notice.
You ever mess something up and feel bad after?
All the time. But that's how you learn what toys not to chew twice.
What does growing up mean to you?
It's when you stop crying because they left and start walking without them.
You like trying new things, or you stick to what you know?
I crawl out the crib sometimes. Can't level up if you're scared of carpet burns.
Why do you think people hate on other people so much?
It ain't hate, it's hunger. They see you full and start remembering they empty.
What loyalty mean to you?
Stick with who still rock with you when your diapers stink.
How you know if somebody really love you?
They don't mind sharing of snacks when they only got one left. That's love and low blood sugar.
You ever feel like people play too close?
Yeah, they love the glow till they see it's powered by peace.
You hold grudges?
Nah, I hold memories with better lighting. Just because I forgave you don't mean we back sharing toys.
Why you don't argue back no more?
You can't win with folks who hear offense and honesty.
You believe in getting even?
Nah, I get ahead. Nothing stings worse than me still winning while you still talking.
You ever notice people act different once they get what they want?
Yeah, they cry loud, get fed, then forget who held them.
Are you the type to forgive someone?
Yeah, but I never forget who walked past me while I was crying.
Why are you so quick to fall back on people?
Yep, that's what you
Because
do.
I don't do one.
That's what you do. That's it. All right. I thought that was cute. Did y'all understand what they were saying? Did y'all get the message?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, I don't care if you got the message. Okay. So
Hold on.
I am going. What? Okay, so we're gonna wrap this show up. What? Did you fix your crackerjack internet? Uh-oh, here we go again.
I think
What? Okay, are you ready or you're not? Because I'm gonna start saying my goodbyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. All right, babe. Miss Dixon, thank you, Miss Hall, thank you. Don't forget to send me your email address. Excuse me. Miss Dorsey, thank you. Mr. Nat, thank you. I'm gonna let you have that. Give me a second. Miss Coleman, thank you, Miss Lily. Mr. Brown, thank you. Mr. Scott, thank you, sir, for hanging out with us. Miss Bell, as usual. Thank you. All of you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you, guys. Have a great evening. Okay, go ahead. You got it.
No, it's okay. I can't see it. It's all good. I can't see it.
I can see it. You want me to add it
It's not
to
up.
the I can add it to the stage. Oh, it won't let me. What is he saying? There it go.
Okay, there it goes.
Major news right now, the Department of Justice is trying to keep secret.
See, there you go with your Cracker Jack. What's the name? You need to get you a new what's the name?
According to NBC News, the names of 2 associates.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein wired $100,000 and $250,000.
Yeah, I'll just share it to my
$50,000 to respectively. NBC News filed.
Yeah, I'll share it
to a request with the court.
I'll share it to my page.
Okay, so what he was basically saying that there's 2 associates that got money that wired. Huh?
Trump DOJ asked the judge to keep secret the names of 2 potential Epstein conspirators.
Oh, damn.
It's getting sticky out there. Trump accidentally leaked his own text messages on social media. So, yeah, this is what else is in it? JD Vance goes on Fox News to contradict Donald Trump in an apparent power move.
Who?
Yeah, it's falling apart.
What?
JD Vance, the vice president, he went on Fox News to contradict what Trump was saying.
Oh. Okay. Mascara man. The mascara man. We call him the mascara man.
No, we call him something else having to do with couches, but we're not going to go there.
Yeah, I heard about the couch thing. All right. So you guys have a great evening. I will see you guys. Hold up. I will see you guys Sunday. My lovely ladies, I will see y'all Sunday at 6 o'clock on Talk Shop Live. And then I'll see you guys Wednesday, also over there. So, and yeah. So you guys have a great evening. We shall see you guys. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Pay attention. They say keep your head on a swivel. Take care. Mr. T, you will be getting a check this week since you did participate. Just let me tell you when to cash it, okay? Don't cash it until around closer to the 1st, okay? You hear me? Your check will be in the mail. That's how I have to tell you. Your check will be in the mail.
Okay, I'll look forward to it.
Okay. All right. Good night, you guys. Bye-bye.